All right, whenever you're ready to roll.
All right, perfect. And welcome back in, everybody. Episode 114 of your favorite, my favorite, definitely Troy's favorite podcast, the Degenerates podcast, live coming to you from from my fucking basement here on a fucking Tuesday. Beautiful Tuesday. Fucking finally not sweating our fucking balls off with 100+ degrees every day. Got some nice weather outside, so we've been enjoying it a little bit. We got a lot coming at you as always. Cubs Sox weekly recaps, a couple trade rumors going around the MLB. Unfortunately, looks like our boy Wilson Contreras might be out of town sooner rather than later. As we talked about last week, we got a lot of NFL, a couple big signings, a little drama in the training camp for the Chicago Bears. We'll talk about that. And then, as always, we're going to wrap everything up with a little wrestling talk. But before we get into our first segment, which we talked about last week, famous, most iconic sports pictures of all time, let me introduce to you guys Nick Johnston, my other co-host. How you doing today, Nick?
Oh, we're doing okay. Came out of work really nice and quick, so it's always nice. And then gonna go see the movie Nope, the new Jordan Peterson film
no,
later today. Yeah, I gotta go catch that with the girlfriend and a few other friends. So yeah, this that'll be great. That'll be cool. Hopefully, I haven't heard any reviews on it, but it's what, like I said, Jordan Peele. I think I said Jordan Peterson or whatever the fucking whatever, the college guy. Either way, Jordan Peele. That's a good director of all that other stuff. So that ought to be fun. I don't know. Yeah, and then I'm always looking forward to the rest of this show today. We got fucking tons of wrestling, tons of fucking NFL. So this ought to be good. Ought to be great. And I'm honestly really excited for this opening thing with the pictures. I've been sitting on it for almost like 2 weeks now.
Yeah. Let's hop into it. I know our buddy, our super fan Troy, already sent us his 4 picks on Twitter. So thank you, Troy, for that. But yeah, let's get into it. I got 4 big ones and then a couple honorable mentions, but it don't matter how we really do this.
Oh yeah, no, I kind of broke it down with like a bunch of I guess I'll pick my favorite from each like big sport if I can, like the big 4, and then I have like I even included wrestling just because that's what we cover here on this I kind of put it under the definition. Maybe you did also. To me, that like most iconic meant that I could show this to just about anybody, and without any context, and they'll be able to like, oh, that's from this event. Those are those people, so on and so forth. Is that how you saw it? Is that how you
pretty much. I picked there's a couple of them that are just near and dear to me, but
okay,
I mean anybody who knows sports are going to know these moments anyway. So
yeah, absolutely.
the ones that are those are the honorable mentions for me, the ones that are fucking what do I want to say, personal ones for me, I guess. Those are going to be the honorable mentions.
Okay, for sure. So I mean, yeah, like I said, I went ahead and just went to town, wrote a bunch of things. I guess I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're more organized than I am right now. So maybe go through your 5 and your couple honorable mentions, because then I'll just probably blow through the rest of these. Maybe I got some overlapping ones. Go for it.
Okay, perfect. And again, we're gonna post these on the Twitter, post them on our Instagram, just so you guys can see exactly what photos we're talking about. I know it's sort of tough. I still don't have my fucking computer back from HP. They're still fixing on it. They said I should have it by the end of the week. So maybe if you want to pull your pictures up on the Zoom, that'll be easy there.
Maybe.
But for all the pictures, we'll just make sure we post them on the Instagram and the Twitter, so you guys know exactly what pictures we are talking about. So I have a couple honorable mentions, and again, these ones are just near and dear to me. And one of them I sort of told you the other day. This one I'll leave as an honorable mention just because it is a fiction. I have 2 that are fictional moments. They're from sports movies, but they're obviously iconic sports movies. And they're 2 of my favorite sports movies of all time. So the first one is just Hamilton Porter pointing out to center field from The Sandlot. I think that's an iconic scene. He's one of the funniest characters in that movie. it's up there as one of my favorite sports movies. Definitely my favorite baseball movie of all time. So, just him imitating Babe Ruth, pointing out the center field. Just a little sidetrack. I like to play my little MLB online leagues, and we usually run it through Discord or Facebook Messenger. Whenever I run a league, this is always like the picture for my league, that I do. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's just a funny little picture that I use. And then the other one, I again will post this up there, but everybody knows this, all the movie people out there. The end of Rocky 2 when he's holding up the belt and he's screaming, "Yo, Adrian, I did it." I mean, that's just an iconic scene. His face is all busted up. He's fucking crying. He's holding the belt over his head. Everybody who's seen Rocky here knows that scene, and the words that go along with the scene. "Yo, Adrian, I did it." So those are going to be my two non-fictional ones. I have one of them here that I wanted to put it in my top four, but unfortunately, again, maybe just a little personal one for me. Go all the way back to 2006 Super Bowl, Bears Colts. There's a picture of Devin Hester returning the opening kick from the Super Bowl, and it's just an end zone shot of him running, and he's looking at himself in the jumbotron. And on one side of the screen, you see the Bears sideline going crazy, and on the other side, you see the kick return and the kickoff teams, on the field. And you just see Adam Vinatieri laying face down with his head in the grass, just thinking, why the fuck did I kick it to this guy? So that's always one of my favorite pictures. And I mean, Devin Hester, every moment for him was a fucking Snapchat picture worthy moment because the dude was so explosive. So those are my three, I guess, honorable mentions, and then I have the big four that we want to get into. You want to do your honorable mentions, or you want me to just read off the rest of mine?
No. Keep firing away, because like I said, I didn't really organize as well as you did. I just have a bunch of stuff, and I'm kind of now I'm kind of just like picking my favorites. So yeah, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Let's see, my number four spot here. It was deciding between two pictures, and both of these pictures are for the same athlete. Same athlete, different event, but at the same place. So I'm going to go number four, Tiger Woods 2000 Masters, from the 17th hole at the Augusta National Golf Course. With him just teeing off. You see the 17th fairway. It's a beautiful shot with the crowd all around him. And that's just an iconic moment because, 17th hole going into the 18th, he was tied with Phil Mickelson, ended up winning that tournament to win him the Grand Slam that year. And I think it's time that's ever been done in golf. And it wasn't done before then in the 70 years. So ended up winning, for those of you who don't know, won four majors, the four big majors that year in 2000. And that's just an iconic photo on the tee box, teeing off in his Sunday red, Tiger Woods. The other one I wanted to go with was from 2019, him coming back and winning at Augusta National, and just him sinking the putt on 18 and doing his iconic fist bump. They're really neck and neck with me, but I have to go back to the 2017 hole tee off picture just because of the implications, him winning the Grand Slam. So that's gonna be my number four picture. My number three picture, a lot of people, I feel like, how do I say this? If you are a UFC fan, you're gonna fucking know this picture immediately when you see it. You're gonna know when this fight was. You're gonna know, the implications and the ramifications this fight fucking had. And I'm going to the end of the fourth round between Robbie Lawler and Rory McDonald when the horn sounds and they're just staring at each other, and Dan Murgliata is standing in between them. In my opinion, it's the greatest UFC fight of all time. These dudes absolutely beat the shit out of each other. Both of their faces are ripped off. Their fucking lips are hanging off. Their eyes are swollen shut. There's blood all over them. And the horn sounds for the end of the fourth round. And instead of going to their corners and sitting down, they just stood in the center of the octagon and stared at each other like, I'm not giving an inch. No, I'm not fucking giving an inch either. It's just an iconic picture. Both of their faces are fucking ripped up. Robbie Lawler ends up getting the I think the TKO victory in the 5th round. But I think that was the fight that like really got me into UFC. Obviously, Stephan Bonner, Forrest Griffin at the Ultimate Fighter won. That was the fucking fight that put UFC on the map. But this was the fight that really, I watched this and I consider I'm not a casual fan, but I'm not like a MMA expert by any fucking means. I'd say I'm somewhere in the middle, That was the fight that took me from like the casual, I'll just watch it whenever it is on fan to the fan that I am now, who actually and I follow the sport, the big names, the big fights, and everything like that. So that still shot of Robbie Lawler and Roy McDonald looking at each other, blood all over them, just two fucking warriors standing toe to toe, face to face. That's got to be my number 3 picture of all time. Number 2, sort of like my number 1 pick or my number 4 picture, same athlete, same circumstances. I didn't know which one I wanted to pick, but I have to go 1991. Michael Jordan finally wins his first championship, and it's just him sitting in the locker room.
That's a good one.
His dad is sitting there. He's got his arm around him, and Michael Jordan's just crying, holding the trophy, just solidifying that he finally did it. And that was the beginning of the fucking dynasty. I mean, that's the 91 championship. That's the beginning of the end for a lot of fucking teams in the next 6-7 years, I know there's 2 years he went and played baseball, but whatever. He would have fucking won 8 in a row if he didn't play baseball. So that's an iconic picture. I really wanted to pick the picture after the 97 finals of him crying in the locker room, lying on the floor. Just because, that was his 6th title. He won it on Father's Day, and that was the first title he had ever won without his father, because unfortunately his father was murdered. So, him winning his 6th, that was his last game as a fucking Bull. He hits the shot right there, and even the shot itself, that picture of Jordan just hanging in the air, hitting that fucking shot. I mean, that can be easily beyond anyone's iconic photo list, but just him winning it on Father's Day and just being very emotional, not even worried. He didn't even care about the championship. Like, he's just happy he won for his father. So that one, unfortunately, didn't make the list. We'll go with the fucking 91 finals, him holding the trophy. And then number 1 for me, I think it's pretty obvious. Me being the big Cubs fan that I am, I have to go with the slow chopper to fucking Chris Bryant, grounds it, throws it to fucking Anthony Rizzo. You got that shot from behind third base where you see Chris Bryant throws the ball and he slips. And for a second there, I was like, God damn it, this dude's gonna throw it into the fucking 3rd row, and the Indians are gonna fucking tie the game. I can say the Indians because they were the fucking Indians at that time. So shut the fuck up.
But you're dead naming them. Don't dead name them.
I don't give a shit. Fucking sue me, fucking Karens. I'm gonna call them the Indians. But anyway, there's the picture from the third base where you see the backside of Chris Bryant on the ground, like on his hands and knees, just looking up, and the picture of Anthony Rizzo fully extended. The moment that he caught the ball in his glove. Just him, and it's just a beautiful picture because I mean it's 108 years of fucking losing and heartbreak and disappointment all over in a fucking instant. And with Rizzo and Bryant being the 2 key guys on that team, who we don't fucking even make the playoffs without those 2 dudes on our team. So I think that's Bryant's MVP year as well. The 2 focal points of that championship team. To have those 2 be, the final out, Bryant to Rizzo to end it, it's just a great picture. You see the big smile, you see the fucking look on Anthony Rizzo's face. His arms are in the air. He's fucking screaming because he knows it's over. That's my number 1 picture. So, we got Jordan. We got Tiger at Augusta. We got Rory and fucking Robbie Lawler. And we got Bryant and Rizzo final out of the World Series. I think that's going to wrap up my fucking iconic pictures list.
There we go. That's a pretty solid list right there, Jim. I liked everything about it. If you You got more than that. I did pull up everything. I think I'm ready to go just about there. I'll name all my honorable mentions, and then I'll go ahead and
All right, perfect. Yeah, that's it for me. I only had a couple honorable mentions. Didn't want this thing to go on too fucking long, but
yeah.
yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'll share my screen when I got them up. So like just honorable mentions, like I said, just blow through them. If you know what it is, it is what it is. If I won't stay too long on it. So obviously in the football realm, the Mike Ditka middle finger as he's walking on the field.
Yeah.
That's clear as day. Odell one-handed catch. I mean, like I said, you can probably show that to anybody and be like, yeah, that was the catch.
Yeah, you just saying that, I automatically know what you're talking about.
David Tyree's helmet catch in the Super Bowl, and then I also got the 1 yard short in the Rams and oh my God, who was it? The Ram guy was 1 yard. Rams and Titans, and he's 1 yard short.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you know my favorite football one, and like I said, once I'm done with all the rest of them. For basketball, it's kind of hard when you can literally put any poster dunk just about, but it literally any poster dunk is on my list. Back to what you said, kind of like I mean, any Jordan pictures also, very very famous, but I would say like, his last shot, he does a little push off,
honestly,
couple seconds left. You got the one kid. And then even in the picture, you got the kid pointing at like he's putting the 5 or the 6 up.
He knows
it's going in. Him hanging off of Pippen during the flu game. Those are all fucking phenomenal. Him dunking on basically the entire New York Knicks in that one play. I mean, that's kind of a video.
Picture where he had his fucking dick in Ewing's face.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Ewing and his stupid mustache. Even though I like mustaches, this is terrible.
Allen Iverson stepping over Tyronn Lue, I believe, when he was on the Lakers. Yeah. And then as much as I hate the cocksucker, LeBron James, the alley-oop dunk with Dwayne Wade doing the.
I was gonna put that on my honorable mentions too, but LeBron doesn't deserve it.
I know it's just I just thought of it because they were able to do they'll turn it into fucking Bugs Bunny and all that bullshit. So I thought that was fun. Baseball, I got Barry Bonds record tying / breaking home run. Like, you can probably just see the crowd and all that stuff. You could probably just take a look at that. Any team celebration after winning the World Series. I don't know what I'm putting. The Pujols home run against the Astros. That's, like I said, from 2004. That still has.
Oh, it still has. Yeah.
2005
there.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll get to my 2. I actually have 2 in there for the baseball. Hockey. I actually put down some hockey ones. The Canucks riot, the one with the couple making out in the middle of the street while like the car's on fire and everyone else is rioting. So there's that. I'll pull. I don't think those actually are my favorite. And then the miracle, the miracle, like the celebration when everyone's like, the fucking the hockey team, and
fucking Russians,
wrestling ones. Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant, Stone Cold and the Rock face to face at WrestleMania. Rock and Hogan face to face at WrestleMania. Eddie Guerrero celebrating his win in the crowd. I mean, that one's so fucking cool. And then,
even him with Benoit too. I don't know.
That one's a good one. Yeah, no, I actually didn't have that one down. That one's a really good one. And then I also have, maybe his last. Actually, it's going to be his last picture in WWE, and we'll get to it later. But Mr. McMahon jumping off the stairs at his last Raw taping. So let me go ahead and share the screen. Let me see. Hopefully that should work.
What about Vince McMahon blowing out his quads, just sitting there? Everyone knows that one. When they fucking see that, they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
So exactly. Let's go ahead and take a look. See here. What do we got? Come on, you cock. There we go. So this is probably one of my favorite wrestling pictures right here. If you see it right now, CM Punk. Yep. And for those listening, you got CM Punk blowing a kiss to Vince McMahon as he wins at the Money in the Bank in Chicago. At the time, like I said, it was a whole contract dispute. It was going to be the storyline. He gets the win over John Cena, and then the rest is history. So there you go. Here we go. I got the Fog Bowl from Soldier Field. Keeping it. Yeah, I mean, I thought there was an overhead shot that really like summed up all.
I think I think there was. I think I remember seeing something like that from the Fog
Yeah.
Bowl, like
I
overhead
mean,
picture.
but I mean, honestly, you're looking at any one of these. It's crazy. You can't see 3 feet in front of you. I don't know how they were able to get this game played at all. So I mean, that's those. Yeah, those are my favorite. It's my favorite football one. On the basketball, I got, like I said, a lot of Jordan, a lot of things, but I'm gonna go with him celebrating over Craig Eloy, finally getting the win in the Eastern Conference against the pesky Cleveland Cavaliers at the time. This is one of his, for actually not obviously not a big world championship, but this was one of his first big series win that got him over the hump that later led to the legacy that we all know of. So onto this one, we got Tim Anderson throwing the bat.
Oh yeah, the bad flip, iconic.
Without a doubt, it had to be fucking great. I mean, this was great. I have a T-shirt of it on the other side, but they like turned him into a skeleton and all that bullshit. So that's pretty cool looking. I mean, it is what it is. We'll always remember that. Just fucking pimped that home run. And then this is another one of my favorite wrestling ones. I hope I think there's one or two more. Oh, I got the hockey ones left. So this is the overhead shot of WrestleMania 3 when they broke the record of the attendance record, like over 100,000 people or whatever. So I mean, you can clearly see they're packed in the dome. Can't really see anything from nowhere, even from that far away. You're like, what am I even looking at? It's just
I wouldn't even want to be there. Like you can't see shit from that spot.
Yeah, but at that time, it was probably like $3 to get there. So who cares? And then maybe you'll probably appreciate these. I didn't really mean to put it in any particular order. I guess my number one would probably be one of the two wrestling ones, probably the CM Punk one, but got to go with the hockey. This is Bobby Hull, this bloody face after a brawl. I actually have this sign downstairs in my basement as well. So this is pretty cool. I just thought this was I kind of grew up looking at this, so it's fun to see. And finally, Bobby Orr with his flying goal, probably one of the most famous hockey pictures.
A good one.
So I figured those were pretty decent to have, pretty decent to share. Like I said, in no particular order, the ones that I'm sharing on screen on camera would probably be my favorite of those. But so yeah, I mean, there you go. Those are my favorite. Bing bang bong. Hopefully you saw it.
Yeah,
like I said, check out the
YouTube
if you want to look at them.
Yeah, Bobby Orr, that's a good one. Miracle, that's a good one. I didn't even think to put any hockey. I had a couple of ones, but I mean, obviously they're Blackhawk memories. They're not like national fucking shit that anybody would really fucking know. I mean, the one that really comes to mind, or the two that comes to my mind, the one Patrick Kane Western Conference Final Game 5 against the Kings, and he scores the goal and he does the heartbreaker celebration. And then the other one, Duncan Keith just smiling without any teeth in his fucking mouth. That's always a good one too.
Yeah, hell yeah. Absolutely. Like I said, if you got, we'll go ahead and we'll share our most favorite on all this stuff. But if you got any of them, share them with us, like it up, whatever. Share. We love getting interactive and all that.
Fuck yeah. Let us know what your guys' favorite pictures are, what we missed. Fucking Chicago.
Oh, we for sure missed a bunch.
Obviously,
we obviously missed a bunch.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. So send us your favorites. Post them on Twitter, tag us, send them to us on Instagram, whatever you want to do. We'll make sure we get all of our pictures up on the social medias too, just so you guys know exactly what pictures we're talking about. That was a fun little segment. I'm glad.
Yeah, I think so.
I forgot where I saw that last week, and I was like, oh, we definitely got to do that, because especially with you implementing the wrestling into there's some iconic fucking pictures.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, before we get into more of our usual routine, I got a couple of things to get just to get our attention, kind of clear up. I think we missed a few things, but some stuff actually, like I said, coming up. Let's see what to watch coming up August 25th. No plug, no free plug or whatever, obviously not sponsored, but Hulu is going to be coming out with it's called Mike. What I thought was going to be a movie is actually going to be a little mini series about Mike Tyson. From what, like I said, the trailer looks actually pretty decent, and the actor doing doing Mike Tyson, is doing a phenomenal job. He's actually doing Mike Tyson down to a T, down to the little T.
He's doing it down to a T.
So yeah, exactly. I don't know if you saw it at all or you have any thoughts on it. I'm actually gonna be looking forward to it. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually haven't. I've seen a little bit about it. I'm excited to watch it too. I mean, anything Mike Tyson, I have to tune into because that dude, love him or hate him. You know, we weren't around to really watch any of his fucking prime, but we know how polarizing of a character that dude is in and out of the ring. So anything that has to do with Mike Tyson, I'll be watching, and I'm sure it all these streaming platforms, whether it's Hulu, Netflix, HBO, they all have their originals now. They all got their little mockumentaries, documentaries, their little short films, TV shows, whatever you want to call them. They've been doing a fucking great job. So I'm sure this one's it's gonna be just as good. I know I've heard
and if
nothing
they
but
don't,
good.
Mike Tyson's gonna come in and beat someone's fucking ass.
It's gonna fucking beat your ass. I mean, there's been so many good ones. All the Netflix originals. I hear nothing but good things about Winning Time, which is the Lakers mockumentary, whatever you want to call that. I heard there's nothing but good things about that, even though some fucking historical inaccuracies, but it's entertaining, and that's what it's supposed to be at the end of the day. So
yeah, I'm feeling like they'll probably play Mike Tyson's like story a little bit dramatized in terms of the dialogue, but I'm pretty sure what happens in there is probably going to be 85% factual. I would lean towards.
Yeah,
I don't feel like Mike Tyson would sign off or do anything that's like not completely legit or like giving off like a completely phony fucking vibe. That's just what I feel.
Yeah, I sort of agree there.
Yeah,
but definitely, I'll definitely have to tune into it, see what it's all about. Like I said, anything with Mike Tyson, I'm gonna be tuning into.
Yeah, like I said, not too many details from me. I only saw the trailer and I didn't really see any other articles. Didn't have the time to pull it up. So maybe they drop it all at once. Maybe they drop it at a couple at a time. So either way, it seems like it's gonna be pretty cool. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? Do you like watching stuff all at once, or do you like when the series is? When the streaming platforms, obviously TV does it as is, but when the streaming platforms do it week by week, what do you like?
So I have this rule. Obviously I prefer watching everything all at once. Like if they come out with every fucking episode, I'll watch it. Just whenever I can. If something is like if it's live on television, like a couple of years back, I was big into Sons of Anarchy, and I caught up mostly on Netflix, and then it was like live on television, and people were always talking about it, spoiling it for me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like caught up yet on Netflix. So I sort of prefer everything to be all out at once. But if it's like, okay, we release an episode every Tuesday and it starts this date, and they give you like the dates ahead of time, sort of like they did with, The Mandalorian and Obi-Wan and all the Star Wars stuff, I'm fine with that too.
Okay.
Because I could sort of schedule around.
Okay. So you just like knowing that when it's coming. Exactly. Okay, that's
exactly.
Fine. So I like that.
If I had to watch, I don't know, what's a show that's going on right now, whatever, let's say
like just Always Sunny when it's live on television.
Like something on television that's live, I would never start watching it until it's like all done.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
But if it's on a streaming platform,
how I was with this last with the Better Call Saul series. I think I was letting that just load up on my DVR just so I can watch Bang 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 all the way through.
Yeah, that's exactly
what I did a pretty good job. Yeah, I think
I'm doing the same thing. Same thing with that show. I'm about to finish Narcos. Once I finish Narcos, I want to watch what the fuck? I gotta get caught up on The Boys, and then once I get caught up on The Boys, that's when I'm gonna finally watch. Hopefully by then, Better Call Saul's all finished, and I'm gonna get caught up on that. Yeah.
Obviously, no spoilers. The Boys. Mwah. Chef's kiss.
The first 2 seasons, absolutely great. So I imagine it just
everyone's told me
just
started the third season. Started the third season. I'm in love with it. So this is great. 2 more things, like I said before we get into our usual rundown. I saw that the XFL had their little showcase. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had a little speech and whatnot. Didn't really highlight anything from him. Just thought it was cool. Going to be a lot of opportunities. I actually just had the list of coaches, some pretty familiar faces, some pretty familiar names. If you wanted me to run through it, you got Wade Phillips from the I don't know what these teams names are going to be, but here's just the location. Houston's team will be coached by Wade Phillips. Las Vegas by Rod Woodson. Orlando, Terrell Buckley. San Antonio, Hines Ward is going to be the head coach there. Seattle's going to get Jim Haslett. St. Louis and Anthony Becht. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And Washington, D.C. is going to get Reggie Barlow. I feel like I don't know where Reggie Barlow sounds familiar, even though that's not obviously isn't like a famous player whatsoever. But, Wade Phillips coming from the Cowboys recently, I believe. Rod Woodson, former player. Terrell Buckley, not so sure about. But Hines Ward was the big one for me. Obviously, the former Steeler. Like I said, maybe this is going to be, XFL 3.0. Hopefully this is going to be in a better hands now that Dwayne the Rock Johnson's at the helm. Maybe, I don't know. Again, don't really know any start times, dates or anything, but maybe looking forward to a little spring football, I guess besides the USFL, which was, don't even know what happened. Honestly, didn't come up. Didn't feel like it was advertised at all. I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. Are you feeling anything? Did you like I said, maybe these big coach names, these big star powered names are gonna bring more viewership? What are you feeling on that?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it'll do. I mean, if you throw a bunch of no-name players, no-name coaches out there, no one's really gonna tune into it. You sort of need that big star presence. They're not even star presence. These guys aren't even like superstars or anything. They're just well-known, well-respected football guys, like Wade Phillips, Rod Wilson. Who was the other fucking one you named that was the big one? Hines Ward. Like those three guys, if you know football, you know those guys. I mean, Rod Woodson, one of the best secondary players in fucking football history. Wade Phillips, a great defensive coordinator his entire career. He even, head coached a little bit. And then Hines Ward, everybody respects that guy. He's just a hard-nosed, lunch pail, blue-collar type of fucking wide receiver that, everybody liked to watch Hines Ward. So you get guys like that. It's definitely, it's not going to hurt you at all. It's if anything, that's going to help grow the game, get eyes on the game, sort of like they're doing with the Live Golf right now. I mean, they're in talks with Charles Barkley, bringing him on as a fucking commentator, and I mean that would work. That would be huge for the Live Golf Tour. So to bring in respectable football guys like that, it sort of shows like, okay, if Rod
adding
Woodson,
a little bit of credibility,
exactly.
So,
if Rod Woodson, who's an NFL Hall of Famer, is involved with this, like, okay, it's got to be,
it's not a complete,
it's got to be legit.
Time.
It's not going to be a joke. Yeah.
I mean, some people might be saying, they're just looking for a paycheck or whatnot, but I could still see that too. Exactly. Yeah. Adding some credibility, giving these guys an opportunity, as well as to the players, probably going to take a lot, going to absorb all of this stuff like a sponge coming from these guys. So, I mean, makes total sense that they do this. Last little thing I had, I don't know if you saw as well. I think we just missed it, or the last recording before. Something about a race that's going to be happening in Chicago on the streets. Again, dates are annoying, so I don't fucking pay attention to them. So maybe sometime next year. Are you interested in going? Because I feel like that's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be in the city, in the streets.
No, I don't give two fucks. I'll definitely watch it on TV.
Okay.
But I mean, going downtown, especially, it's gonna be like on Lakeshore Drive, I think, or whatever the fuck stupid name it is now.
I think they came out with the track.
Fucking douchebag. No, going downtown, unless going to a Cubs game, going to a Sox game. Even going to a Sox game, I'd say is pretty easy. Going to a Cubs game is a fucking pain in the ass. Going to a fucking fucking once in a lifetime, whatever Grand Prix fucking race like this downtown in the heart of fucking city of Chicago, that is going to be a pain in the ass. And I don't give a fuck. If I was a huge racing guy, then sure, I would find a way to go. But I really like I watch NASCAR sometimes. Like I watch the Daytona 500 in Talladega just because of fucking Ricky Bobby in the movie. If you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you. So one of the greatest movie lines of all time. Just fuck you. No, I don't. I don't want to have to deal with the fucking headache and the crowds and the fucking everything just going downtown. I have to probably take some stinky train. Some fucking bum is gonna OD. Fucking our buddy Kyle's gonna get it on Snapchat. Kyle's always on a train when a bum dies. What the fuck? Kyle's got the fucking jinx, dude. He goes on a fucking train downtown. There's 3 dead bums. He's got the fucking kiss of death.
That's gonna be, you better watch that. That's gonna be some red flags around Kyle.
I know someone's fucking listening to this. The fucking CIA. We're gonna follow this fucking Kyle guy over. But anyway, no, I'll definitely have to tune into it on TV. It'll be cool to see them racing downtown Lakeshore Drive, the lake in the background, the skyline and everything like that. But I'm a fucking stay-at-home guy. I fucking don't like going out unless we're going to the compound. I don't like going out. So I'll have to maybe go to the compound and watch it over there on the fucking Jumbotron.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's like I said, racing isn't everyone's cup of tea, and there's just so much loud that can probably fucking deal with for so long. And I mean, yeah, I know exactly same here. Just like I don't see I can appreciate it. I just don't see the excitement in just watching it for myself. Them going around in not circles. They're going to go around obviously in a big old weird track, but I don't know, exactly what it is, but for the sake of it being once in a lifetime, possibly. I don't think they're going to do this every single time. They're doing it in Vegas. They're doing it over here. They're probably going to do it probably in New York or something like that. They're going to probably get the big cities. It seems interesting, but it's the same thing. I'm on your side. It's going to be a pain in the ass to get down there, whether you're driving or taking the train, doing whatever. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be an absolute mess. Not just that day, probably the whole weekend. So yeah. That was my last little introduction.
Yeah, no, same with Rib Fest and the Air and Water show. I've gone to them before. It's a fucking pain in the ass. Like it's fun while you're there, but getting there and getting home takes just as long as the time you spent there. So
yeah,
it'd be sort of like the same thing, I imagine, with one of these big races. So yeah, that's got to be a no for me, Jim.
For sure. I guess, like I said, no live DAAAGenerates from the Grand Prix, I suppose.
Trackside, just can't hear anything.
I caught a foot. So I mean, without further ado, I mean, if you got anything else extra, we can just hop into some, Cubs White Sox update before we do, baseball and all that junk. Like I said, we got a ton of NFL to get into and all that fun stuff. So shoot away. What do you want to feel? Who wants to start?
Let's do Cubs Sox. I actually want you to start off with the Sox because before we started interviewing here, I was watching the Cubs game, and right as they were getting ready to interview Wilson Contreras post game, my fucking stream cut off. So I just found the interview. It's only like a minute long. So I'm gonna go fucking watch it while you're talking about the White Sox.
All right, sounds good to me.
I gotta hear what Wilson Contreras said after playing what might be his last game at Wrigley. So I'll let you take over with the fucking White Sox, and then we'll throw it to the north side.
All right, yeah, sounds good. That's fair enough. Yeah, exactly like you said. With this may have been, as of Tuesday, this may have been Wilson Contreras' last game in a Cub uniform. So we'll get to that, but we're on the White Sox for right now. We just did a 4-game series split with the Guardians, so we're kind of nowhere. But thanks to no fucking help from the Tigers, they just got absolutely smacked by the Twins for 2 games. Did fall a couple, only a game or so in the division. So like I said, sidebar, thank you, Tigers, for being absolutely fucking useless, trying to help us in the division these last few months. Besides the 4-game sweep against the Guardians, they made up for it by sweeping you in the other end. You just laid down and absolutely died against the Twins, but don't worry, you made up for it by beating the Padres 12-4. Big fucking whoop. So yeah, that's for you right there. Torkelson and Scooble and whoever else. Right there, pal. That's for you. Back to the Sox, back to some good performances. Lynn, He didn't get the decision the other day, but he had 6 great innings, shutout performance right there. He did really need that. He needed a get right game. He's not been exactly himself. He's been bitching and cussing and doing all that on the mound. That's usually him. He just hasn't been. He's been just getting hit more than often than he should. So good to see him get right. Like I said, he didn't get the decision, kind of blew it, left it for the bullpen, but the Sox ended up getting the win. On the Cueto, Johnny Cueto. He gave up 3 in his last week, but I mean, he still kept them in it. I didn't know this. He actually leads the team in quality starts. Pretty good for not starting off the season with the squad. So, I mean, like I said, tip of the cap to Johnny Cueto. He's been phenomenal. Phenomenal. You can pull that back. I like using that word, but it is what it is. Finally, on to Dylan Cease, who's actually been phenomenal. Dylan, your team ceased to fucking exist around this guy. Another Cy Young quality performance the other day. Got to watch it live. It was pretty awesome. That was shout out to Pat and Joe. That was fun seeing it with the boys from our ISU pals. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, no runs through 6. He gets the win. Only four strikeouts. Not usually himself, but neither him nor Shane Bieber were themselves. Shane Bieber giving up the 2 home runs. They gave up 5 runs that were able to give the Sox the win. So that was pretty cool. And then a little back on Hendricks. He blew it the other day. I can't be so mad at him. He's been he's been pretty good. I almost said phenomenal again.
Say it.
No, I'm not gonna. He's been pretty good.
He's fucking all-star closer, man. He's phenomenal.
Exactly.
Fucking and he talks like this. I'm a sucker. Dude, I'm a sucker for 2 things in this world. Cross eyes and Australian accents. Dude, I love it. If I ever meet a fucking Australian chick with big tits and cross eyes, I'm propose her on this fucking spot, but continue.
Oh shit. Yeah. So like I said, he blew it and then looked a little shaky in the other game, but I can't be too mad at him. He's been great all season long, essentially. Like you said, just coming out of the All-Star break. Hopefully he gets it right and doesn't fuck up anymore. So hopefully that's just like his little hiccup and he gets right back to being his dominant self. Back to complaining. If there truly doesn't need to be, and if he isn't hurt at all for any reason, there should be no reason why Andrew Vaughn isn't in the lineup. Plain and simple. That's it. I know. I guess considering Luis Robert is still tending to his lightheadedness, blurry vision, he's got to be in the lineup. He's got to be there. So again, I don't know if anything's pending on him. We'll see. We get Grandal back again, but he plays a game or two, and then gladly takes a breather on Sunday and just fucks off. So that's cool. Harrison tweaks his hamstring. And so that just means more consistent Larry Garcia in the lineup. Yay? No, not yay at all. I mean, he did get the home run, so the legend continues, but no, I'm not a fan. Here's the thing. Cut to the meat and potatoes of this whole fucking thing. I didn't preview, too far down the line, in teams of, in terms of their schedule and whatever, but no, in terms of the Twin schedule, but the Sox should be licking their chops that they're right behind the Twins in terms of odds wise to win the division. I think Twins are plus 120 on the points bet app using SYS9. You can go ahead and help us out there and get yourself a free fucking bets, 2 free bets. But yeah, well, plus 120 for Minnesota. The White Sox are plus 135. They should be licking their fucking chops considering this is the rest of the way out. Are you ready for this? Go ahead and sit down. Hold on to your fucking hats for this. We get the Rockies, the A's, the Royals, the Rangers, the Royals, the Tigers, the Astros, the Guardians, a makeup game against the Royals, the Orioles, D-backs, Royals, Twins, Mariners, A's, Rockies, Tigers, Guardians, Tigers, Twins, Padres, Twins. Those last two, the last 2 series, can determine whether or not the White Sox are winning the division or in a wild card spot. But if you go through that again, 7 out of the 21 series that we have coming up, and 2 of them are repeats, being the Twins and Guardians, only basically we're playing 5 teams in contention for playoff. And then you throw in maybe the Mariners. I said those 2, and there's one other team, the Orioles, if they stick around, but that's big if right there. This is the fucking time. Get on the ball, get on your horse, get the wins, get all these wins. Like I said, you got 2 series against the Guardians, 2 more against the Twins. But I said the Royals 3 times. That's at least 12 games that are winnable right there. The Diamondbacks right there. The Rangers. These are all shit teams. We play the A's and Rockies 2 more different series that are besides the ones that are coming up right now. Win these games, you win the division, and then you gotta make sure you fucking take care of the Guardians and their in the 2 series and the Twins. That determines the division. Get on your fucking horse. Go do it. I hate to sit there with my crystal ball and say, and be so sure, but on paper, it's looking spectacular for the White Sox. So go White Sox. Let's kick the fucking the Rockies and A's ass this week. That's it. I'll leave with that. Go for it. Go crazy.
Yeah, a lot of fucking winnable games coming up for the White
Oh,
Sox.
yeah.
Like you said, with those odds right there, and just there's
It's
still some
right
injuries.
there.
There's still some injuries, but the Sox have, like, just by the eye test and just watching them, they're playing a lot better than they did 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. So it's all signs pointing up.
And like I said,
sure.
the ship has sailed for the Tony La Russa to get fired. They would need to go on like a fucking 10, 12 game losing streak. And I obviously don't fucking want that to happen. So let it be. So that's it. Win these games. That's all you can do from there. You win, and that's it. That's it. Win.
All right,
just
fucking let
win.
it be. Fucking part of Paul McCartney. They should have shot him instead of John Lennon. Fucking cocksuckers. Anyway, let's take it over to fucking North Side. Here's a fucking phrase I did not think I was gonna say at all this season. The Chicago Cubs are the hottest team in the league right now.
Yeah.
I never fucking thought I would say that. 6 straight fucking wins, five straight after the All-Star break. We get a 3-2 win against the Mets, last Sunday. And then we come in, we take 3 against Philly. We sweep them in Philly. Little 2-game set against
because they're right there. They're trying to battle Atlanta. I like you guys played fucking huge spoilers right there.
Yeah, so a big sweep there in Philly. Cool little moment between Wilson Contreras and Kyle Schwarber, and Schwarber's first at bat Friday. He's been leading off for the Phillies all year, and he comes up to bat. Him and Wilson have a little fucking moment. They're smiling. I don't know who said what, but one of them cracked a joke because both of them just started instantly laughing. So cool little moment there between former Cub and soon to be former Cub Wilson Contreras. How you doing? But we get 3 games there. We win those, and then we win two little game series here at home against Pittsburgh. The big moment, the big news obviously is going to be it looks like Wilson Contreras has unfortunately played his last game, at least in Wrigley. I'm not sure with the trade deadline when he might get dealt. I know we have a 4-game series coming up in San Francisco, and then we have 3 more in St. Louis. I imagine he'll be gone by then. Hopefully not, because next Saturday, or starting next Friday, we got a 3-game set against Miami, and we'll actually be at the game next Saturday for a bachelor party. Shout out Michael Smith. Gonna go to a rooftop. Hopefully Wilson's still there. If he is, or if he isn't, I'm still gonna be rocking the fucking Wilson Contreras jersey. But it was tough. Every single it sucks that I'm not working right now with the banged up knee, but the one positive is I get to watch baseball fucking day. So watching the game today, every single at bat, Wilson Contreras got a standing ovation. And then coming up in his last at bat, unfortunately struck out in the 8th inning with I think a man on second. Yeah, man on second, 2 away. He struck out, and walking back to the dugout, the inning was over. Got a huge standing ovation. I think there was 35,000 people standing, giving that man a fucking round of applause, which he deserves. So wherever he goes, who the fuck knows? I'll always be a fan of Wilson Contreras. I personally want him to stay. A lot of Cubs fans want him to stay. But I get it. It's a business, and the way he's playing right now, I imagine we get something very good in return from him, no matter where he goes. So, post-game interview had with Taylor McGregor, just, routine stuff, thanking the fans, thanking the organization. A lot of people don't realize this guy has been in the Chicago Cubs organization since he was 16 years old. He was drafted, out of 16, 17, whatever it was, out of high school, played in this organization all the way until now, and he's 29 years old. So Chicago, the Cubs organization has been a home for him. His entire, professional baseball experience has been with the Cubs. So there's a lot of signs, a lot of people, holding up the signs. I think one or two people out in left field actually put together a banner, which was pretty cool, and it said, "Thank you, Wilson. We'll never forget you," or "We'll always remember you," or something along those lines. So it's gonna suck when I wake up one day and I see that ESPN alert that says he got traded to the Yankees or the Mets or wherever the fuck, whoever needs a catcher. But we'll always love him here on the north side. Hey, you know as fucking well as I do. Any championship team, anybody on that team, they're always going to be a fucking legend. They're always going to be a hero in the eyes of that fan base, whether it's whether it's Ben Zobrist, Joe Creedy, Scott Pasednik, us Chicago guys. We're fucking loyal. Mike Montgomery, he's a fucking loser bum, but he got the save for us. But anyway, I'm fucking rambling on. Wilson Contreras, he's going to be moving on. Cubs, like I said, got 7 games on the road, 4 against the Giants. All those going to be late starts on the West Coast, and then we got 3 against St. Louis. And I actually know, looking forward to a couple weeks, we're actually talking about going to a Cubs game. We got a 4-game series against St. Louis, or 5-game series against St. Louis actually coming up. 22nd, 23rd, doubleheader, 24th and 25th. We all want to go see Albert Pujols play one more time. And I've said this over and over. I mean, watching him for the last 15 years just beat the fuck out of the Cubs in the NL Central. It sucks at time, but that's what makes these rivalries so good. Are the great players that you have to unfortunately play against. So guys like him, Scott Rowland, Jim Edmonds, Yachty, fucking Adam Wainwright, all those years. Got to go pay respects to one of the greats. So I know we were talking either that Wednesday or Thursday night games there. Hopefully he's in the lineup. We'll fucking definitely be there. Got to show some respect to fucking Pujols, one of the greatest to ever do it.
Oh, without a doubt.
So
I've never seen him live. I've never seen the Cardinals in a game live. So that'd be a first for me.
I have, but I was young. I mean, it was fucking 2008, 2009, something like that. So don't really remember that, but it'll be cool to see Pujols, one more time in Wrigley. He's going to get an ovation everywhere he goes, and especially at Wrigley, which Cubs Cardinals, that's a big rivalry there. We'll show some respect for Pujols because he's, like Aaron Rodgers come to Soldier Field. Nobody likes him because he's a scumbag. Albert Pujols is a fucking stand-up guy. Everybody likes him, even though he
we don't know how old he is.
Oh, yeah. He's probably like fucking 60. He lied on his birth certificate, but whatever. Who gives a fuck? So, but yeah, that's whatever. That's it for the
weren't you gonna say he divorced his wife? She had like brain cancer or something like that?
Yeah, she had brain cancer, and the day she fucking was cured of brain cancer, he left her. How fucking funny is that? What a savage. And then he went on his retirement tour in the MLB. That was like during this preseason, like during the offseason, he filed for divorce. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go on one last tour, travel the country, smash some puss, and play some baseball.
Yeah, smash some
bucket. I'm going to smash some puss.
Smash some
I don't know
why.
I don't know why. Albert Pujols is Russian all of a sudden.
Yeah, it gets
I'm watching too much Stranger Things season 3. Fucking, but whatever. Wilson Contreras, I love you. I'll never forget you.
Rest in peace.
Best of luck in New York, whichever fucking side of the town you go to. Give us another top 5 prospect. Give us another Pete Crow Armstrong. I'll take it.
There you go. Yeah, rest in peace, Wilson Contreras. We'll see. Let me see. Actually, before we get into do you have any more on the Cubs?
No, that is it.
Gotcha. Before I, get into the couple light things in baseball, I brought this down off my wall while you were doing your fucking thing, and I completely forgot to show it during our favorite pictures. This was tied for my favorite baseball picture with Tim Anderson, It's what just happened recently a couple days ago. It's Mark, if I can help with this glare, Mark Burley's perfect game.
Oh
And
yeah.
thanks for our buddy Jesse who gave this to me for Christmas a few years ago. I'm able to completely immortalized it in picture form forever. And it was up on my
That is
wall,
neat.
like I
Oh,
said.
dude, the Dwayne Wise catch. That's
Yeah, I
up
mean
there
that's
too.
exactly
Yeah.
why, because
Yeah.
it's not just that pitch; it's literally the entire last inning. It's the catch that opened the inning, literally just called the catch. I mean, I remember the entire moment because I was however old I was. Let me see what year 2009. Whatever. Fucking whatever, however old I was. I'm downstairs in the basement. I'm playing video games. My brother calls me up because it's exactly what Hawk Harrelson
Exactly.
call your friends, call your family, call your sons and daughters. We're watching a fucking perfect game coming up. Yeah, so he calls me up, and then sure enough, I thought I was gonna be the fucking jinx. First bat cracks off the bat, and he makes the catch. And I'm like, holy shit! Oh my god! I was just fucking pissing shit in our pants all at once. And then there's the last call, Alexei, yes, history. I mean, just fucking, it's just chills. So I mean, that's the good one. That's the pick. That's the one of the fucking, and sure enough, this same one, it's like it's somewhere in the cell. It's in guaranteed rate field. Like as you're walking down from like the fucking from your seats going to the parking lot, it's up on the wall. So I mean, it's a good one. It's a good one to have. Without further ado, we can finish up a couple baseball things. I guess kind of keep it in a somewhat Sox related, just because he just had it on earlier this year. Dallas Keuchel gets DFA'd again. He posted a 9.26 ERA through 4 starts with the Diamondbacks. Surely he's going to be working at Kroger. Nope, he gets signed to the Rangers for another minor league deal. How in the fuck? I guess this will be my question. You can turn it to you. How in the fuck is this guy still here?
Oh, because the Rangers are the Rangers.
Yeah.
They suck
Okay. Fair
too, and
enough.
they need someone to get them through 162 games, and they're just like, okay,
If you
we're gonna
literally need an
lose.
arm, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
That
we're
makes
gonna
sense.
lose. Dallas Keuchel, he throws 80 miles an hour, so he could pitch 400 innings in a year for us. We'll just send him out there every 5th day, tell him to go 8 1/3 or 7 1/3 or whatever. We'll take our losses. We're paying Corey Seager and fucking Semien $500 million to do nothing. I know
Yeah.
Seager,
What a shame.
Seager's having a good year, but Semien, he's fucking fell
He
off a
actually turned it
cliff.
on. He actually turned it on a little bit too, but I mean, it might be
Yeah,
beyond too late
not
for the
not
Rangers.
fucking $500
Oh
worth.
no, no,
Come
no,
on,
no, not at
Jim.
all. Not
But
even
anyway,
close.
yeah, they just these veteran guys, they towards the end of the career, that's what they do. They just bounce around from bad team to bad team, and just anybody who's desperate for any veteran starting pitching will take fucking a guy like Dallas Keuchel.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay him in money. I'd probably pay him in like Ethereum or something. I would make sure to pay him in some sort of Doge coin or something shit like that. I wouldn't give him any US currency if I was the Rangers, but that's just me. A couple other
Just pay him
things.
in like Chipotle gift cards. Like,
That's yeah.
listen, we're just gonna give you a fucking $250
No,
gift
fuck
card every
that. He
week.
gets an Arby's gift card. That's what he
Oh,
gets. Yeah, you get the shits, Dallas Keuchel, because you're the shits. You get the shits now because you're going to
it's
Arby's.
crazy. Since he was, released from the White Sox, became a fucking Diamondback. The one game I bet against the Diamondbacks a couple weeks ago, he goes out in 7 innings, no hit or fucking no run baseball. And it's like, really? And
Yeah.
then he gets fucking lit up
Oh
every
yeah, he
outing
just
after
gets
that.
absolutely fucking shelled the next fucking 3 other games after. So yeah, what a bum. Fuck him. Uh, yeah, I guess speaking of other ass whoopings that happened earlier this week, there was, I don't know if you saw, the 28-3 ass whooping by the Blue Jays on the Red Sox. I thought it was pretty cool, pretty historic. Let me see. This is the most runs scored by an opposing team in Fenway, and it's the third most runs scored ever in Fenway. So I mean, I think that's pretty cool considering Fenway's older than our grandparents. So I mean, that's pretty solid. Countless baseball games have been played there. So again, history. So pretty solid. I didn't know this. Yesterday being Monday, the 25th, marked the Red Sox only their 6th win in the month of July. So yikes. When they went on that
Yeah.
19-4 tear, and it kind of just and well, I guess water evens itself out, and they only had 6 wins this month so far. So, shitty. Like I said, any thoughts on that? Maybe you saw that.
Yeah, the one moment out of that game that stood out for me, and it was funny. I didn't watch it live, but I saw the highlight, and then I saw this highlight.
Okay, sorry.
I saw the highlight again on a TikTok. I guess there's this kid who's a pretty popular Red Sox TikToker, and he just does all Red Sox stuff. And I guess he live streams like his reaction to watching the games and everything. And at the moment it was 6-0 in whatever inning, and Raimel Tapia hits a routine pop up to center field, and his bases loaded, 2 outs, and the kid's like, "Oh, thank God, we only give up, I think it was 4 in that inning, so it was 6-0." He's like, "Oh, okay, we only give up fucking 4. It's 6-0. All right, let's get the bats going." And while he was saying that, he sort of looked down from his TV, picked up his phone, and he looked up, and whoever the center fielder was for the Red Sox just lost the ball. Raimel Tapia gets an inside the park grand slam, and this fucking kid's reaction was like, "Cut him. Cut the whole fucking team. Trade Xander. Trade JD." He started going fucking nuts. He's like, "I had it. I can't fucking stand it. We play the Yankees. We got our asses kicked. We play the Orioles. We got our asses kicked." And he's like, "Trade everyone. Get this fucking bum off my team. I don't ever want to see him again." And yeah, it was like, okay, he lost it. Like if he would have just straight up dropped the ball, that's one thing, but he obviously lost it in the lights.
Oh yeah, no,
skies or whatever it was.
It was 20 feet behind his back.
Yeah, it was still a hilarious moment on to see this guy's reaction on TikTok. I'll have to try and find that video and maybe post it on the Twitter for everybody to watch.
Yeah, hearing raw, pure like rage and just hate is the funniest thing. I mean, it's just beyond great. And I'm just glad it's not just us constantly complaining. It's not just me constantly complaining about our fucking favorite sports team. So it's glad everyone else does it. I mean, yeah, this was just fucking hilarious. And then they also had the other thing that you tweeted off the fucking thing. They just like why would you even do the proposal when you're down 20 runs at the game? I don't know. I know you saw that.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I mean, he had
pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Time and place, bud.
Yeah, do it when they were up, or do it before the fucking game or something. Not when you're down 20 runs.
They're getting divorced. They didn't even get married yet. He should have
proposed to the chick in the back. Whew. Whew.
There you go.
She had some fucking tits on her. I don't even have to see her face. I would have married her.
It just straight up cut off her
just
face.
From her thighs to her upper chesticle region. I would have fucking put a ring on it. I don't care what her face looks like. She was a smoke show.
There you go. Fuck. Let's see. Last little thing I had in baseball world. Mets made the first trade. Nothing spectacular or groundbreaking. They got a big lefty bat, literally big. Daniel Vogelbach from the Pirates. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Probably got him for a bucket of balls and some fucking sunflower seeds. Didn't look in the details, but he already made an impact on Sunday. They were getting no hit against the San Diego Padres in the 5th. He broke it up. Later came around to score on from his double. He came from second to home in 8 seconds, they said. I mean, have you ever seen a fat guy fly like that? Because I sure haven't.
I think the fucking last time I seen a fat guy move that fast was when that one offensive lineman, Dan Connolly, returned the fucking kickoff for the Patriots.
Oh,
remember that a couple years ago? He almost
returned
that to the house. That dude was moving. But yeah,
last time I saw a fat guy fly is when they said there's more shrimp at the buffet, and I fucking I got up to the front. There we go. That's when you see a fat guy fly.
That dude was fucking moving, man.
Yeah, big time. I mean, like I said, nothing too crazy. Mets are everyone's going to be making some moves. Obviously, the Mets are going to be picking and choosing from a team like the Pirates. I don't know. Have you seen any thoughts about the rumor? Kind of a popular one going around. Braves for Ohtani. Well, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, that's
I don't know.
Greasy.
Yeah, I'm all for getting Trout and Ohtani on a fucking championship team sometime soon, hopefully before they're fucking 38 years old and they ain't shit anymore. But goddamn, I mean, we hear all these rumors about Juan Soto getting traded and like the potential packages the Yankees would have to give up, like their top 3 prospects and more for Juan Soto. What the
Who
fuck?
apparently,
You'd have
yeah,
to give up.
yeah,
You'd have to give up your whole AAA team for
for Otani.
Otani.
Oh yeah.
Like it would be crazy. So I don't think he'll get traded. If anything, I think I think he only has a year or 2 left on his contract. I think he'll live that out and then sign a fucking massive deal somewhere else. I don't see any. You'd have to give up, like I said, 5, 6 prospects for that dude, and I'd rather just wait for him to hit the open market and give him fucking $500 million or whatever.
Yeah, I think that might be the move, but I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, yeah, I don't even know. I'm not very familiar with the Braves, their farm system. It's exactly right. They'd have to give up basically everything for them. I mean, probably throw in Matt Olson, Freddie Freeman's future kids, even though he's not even a part of the team anymore. So on and so forth. Yeah, exactly. So just everything in that. That was it for baseball. I don't know if you had anything else like that before we can hop into some NFL before we do everything else. We got some NFL stuff, Bears stuff, and then we have our NFC East breakdown. Do you have anything?
No, yeah, that's about it for baseball. Not a whole lot going on. I mean, we'll have the trade deadline. There's going to be some big moves coming up,
Yeah,
which
I can't wait for that.
we'll make sure we talk about. And I mean, knowing our luck, as soon as we hit the fucking stop button at the end of this episode, Wilson Contreras will be traded somewhere. So
yeah, exactly.
we'll get to you guys. We'll get to you guys next week with where he goes. I'm already calling it now.
I mean, we have the power. Obviously, we can make up the time or whatever. But just if anything crazy ever happens, we can ever just drop an emergency episode or whatever. It is what it is, just to get reaction, even whether it's fucking another 20 minutes long or another hour long. I don't really care. If it's crazy as it is, we'll keep you up to date. We'll be there. Well, it is what it is. Like I said,
but in terms of NFL, we actually did get a little fucking nugget before this episode.
Yes, we
did.
And
it has to do with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but we're not going to get to that right away. You're going to have to wait a little bit fucking longer for that segment because we got some fucking Bears to talk about. Bears. I can't wait to fucking spend all my fucking Sundays watching them fucking lose. I cannot fucking wait. I was bored last night and I went onto YouTube and I was watching some Justin Field highlight videos. And listen, he made some fucking throws last year.
Yeah,
and that's in that fucking a couple, the second game of the season against the Packers, early in the season against the Bengals, he got in. Against the Seahawks, against the fucking the Steelers on the fucking Cassius Marsh referee gate game, made some fucking throws. So even though the team's not going to be good, I'm excited to watch that man play and progress under, Ryan Poles and Eberflus and just a whole new regime, because I think the man's going to flourish. Him and Mooney just got the stuff, they got the fucking stuff. They got that fucking, they're like peas and carrots, man. They're just, those two are going to be fun to watch together. But
as much as we're loving the offense a little too much, we got to be focused on the defense right now, because Roquan Smith doesn't seem to be too happy. I feel like you got a little bit more detail on it than I do. So, I mean, you want to take the
it looks like he's gonna be holding out. He wants a new contract, and this is his 5th year. We picked up the 5th year option on him. So I really don't blame him. The way he's been playing, we've been saying it since fucking before last season, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Bears fan. He's the best middle linebacker in football. He's not looked at in the likes of Bobby Wagner and Fred Warner because he's on the fucking Bears, I mean,
you do a role reversal. It's the exact same thing. Roquan Smith gets all the praise. Yeah.
If you take just the stats and stats alone and don't put a name next to him, when it comes to tackles for loss, interceptions, pass breakups, and just solo and assisted tackles, Roquan Smith is 1, 2, or 3 in every single category. So he wants that extension. I don't blame him, and I think if I'm the Bears, you have to do it. I mean, you're
want to contend at all. This is the guy to get.
Exactly. Sign this guy up, lock him up for the fucking future. Obviously, the Bears right now are nowhere near contention. It's going to be another 2-3 years before hopefully we're a contender again. So I'm thinking lock this guy up to a 6, 7, 8 year deal or something like that, whatever he wants. Maybe front load the salary a little bit and pay him a lot now and next year and the third year, as sort of so the back end of that contract is a little lighter. So when we are contending, we have a little more money to spend then on other pieces. So um, it's him and Jalen Johnston, man, on the defensive side of the ball. That's what we're going to be building around for the next, like I said, potential contending Bears team. So whatever this man wants, fucking give it to him. He's grown a lot. And I know there's been, last off season, he was partying with strippers. And this season, some bitch said he raped her and that got quickly shut down. I'm glad that got quickly shut down. Just some money grubbing, fucking gold digging bitch on TikTok. Oh, he touched me. He didn't do shit, bitch. So I'm glad that got fucking quickly shut down. He's matured a lot. I know there was, him not showing up to fucking training camp, showing up out of shape his first couple of years, and he actually got benched. He got benched one game. I forgot who they were playing a couple of years ago. He got benched because of a curfew violation. Ever since that game, he's really matured a lot on and off the field. He's become a leader on the defense. And I mean, fuck, like we say every year, he's the best middle linebacker in football. He's a top two, definitely interior middle linebacker in football. And he deserves to be paid like it. And just from a Bears fucking standpoint, I fucking want a dominant middle linebacker on my fucking team, bitch. We've had Ditka, we've had Singletary, we've had fucking Briggs and Urlacher, and hell, I'll even give it to fucking Trevathan for a few years. He was a dog. Even though he's nowhere,
yeah.
Exactly. He was nowhere on their level, but I loved watching Trevathan when he fucking smashed Devontae Adams over the middle. His fucking helmet blew up in a million pieces. That fucking got me going. That's football. Even though it's 15 yards and a personal foul, I don't give a fuck. That's what I want to see out of my middle linebacker, and that's what we're getting now with fucking Roquan. So keep the fucking legacy going. We're known for our defense. We're never going to have a fucking 5,000 passing fucking yard quarterback. We're never going to have the fanciest offenses. We're going to have to fucking win shit with the defensive side of the ball. And it all starts with a fucking elite middle linebacker. And that's Roquan Smith, bitch. Name the fucking new stadium in Arlington Heights, Roquan Stadium, whatever the fuck he wants. Pay him, keep him in Chicago because I love watching that fucking man play. End of rant.
Perfectly said. Honestly, I think I'm just trying to think in terms of financially, and I'm not, I'm no financial guru. I'm not in the no back office. I have no idea what the fucking Bears money is looking like at all. But just thinking about what would be beneficial for both, who would be most excited, what would be the best deal, probably, and even for the fans too. I don't see a problem in this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I would be fine with him getting a shorter term deal with guaranteed money, with a ton of guaranteed money, like I said, so we can get him for the short term and we can see where this Bears team is going to go. If the Bears are going to look good and we're going to actually contend, get him again for an extension after the 3 or 4 years instead of paying him for 6 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Get him a bunch of guaranteed money so he's happy and he's paid right away. So again, we're on good terms. You're keeping it buddy. And in the terms of the fans' eyes, you're not sitting there saying, oh, we just paid this cocksucker this fucking amount of money if he misses a tackle every now and again. So
we do with Eddie Jackson.
Exactly. So I think a short-term, large sum of guaranteed money is beneficial for all parties involved. Also, but I'm also not opposed to locking him up for not opposed to locking him up for a long 6-year deal, like you said, because he is young. He's in the prime of his career right now.
Yeah, just with the Bears' financial situation going into next year, I mean, the Bears are going to have $180 million to spend, which is going to be by far the most in the fucking league.
Oh yeah,
I could agree with seeing that too. 3 or 4 year deal. Pay him a lot of money now when we don't need the big name receiver. We don't need the big name corner. We don't need the big name offensive tackle. We don't need the big name defensive end pass
Because
rusher.
we're trying to build all those ourselves.
So
Yeah.
I can see that too. I'd also like to give him 15 years, fucking 400
Oh yeah,
mil,
no,
but that's just
want
me.
to see Roquan Smith forever. Yeah, I want to see
Put
him
him
on
on
a
the
Bears
fucking
uniform
Ring of
forever.
Honor already, right next to Urlacher. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what fucking gets me going every Sunday night Bears Packers game. We see Ditka and we see Singletary and we see Urlacher come out and they fucking wave their towels. And last year Ditka did it and his fucking hat fell off. And not Ditka, Butkus did it and his fucking hat fell off. That's what I want to see with Roquan 30 years from now when the Bears still suck. I want to see him coming out and waving the towel before the fucking game, getting the crowd pumped up for a 38-6 ass whooping.
Stand up, fucking
exactly.
Go. Yeah,
exactly.
No, yeah, exactly. I feel like, yeah, just I want to see him forever in a Bears uniform. I feel like that would be maybe the way to go. But I mean, in terms of where exactly we're gonna see him, maybe it's in newly renovated Soldier Field, or it's like you maybe alluded to. Maybe we're going to Arlington Heights for these Bears games. I don't know if you saw all the prototype pictures of what Soldier Field is supposed to look like. It looks pretty cool. They're promising a lot of stuff. They're saying, if it's this or it's that, they're gonna have concerts and other sports in there. Hopefully the Bears, but still the question lies: where the fuck are you supposed to park? If that isn't fixed? I really don't care. I don't personally care if there's going to be little personal robots that are going to attend to each person, massage our fucking balls and pour beers down our throat. It just simply won't work. Like I said, I don't know. They follow through with the renovation and all that with or without. If you're going to have a football stadium, you better have a football team in there. That's all I have to say on that. So, I mean, like I said, if having a roof on the dome just for concerts, I don't feel like that's going to justify any renovation there. And like I said, if it's parking still going to be an issue, it's going to be a shit show. Any thoughts on the?
One thought. You said there's going to be robots that play with our balls.
No.
I would be. If there was, I would be okay with that. Like if I gotta go to a Bears game and there's just some robots sucking me off while I'm eating nachos, I'd be okay with that. I wouldn't mind.
I'll put my dick even with the parking lot. You're gonna take that?
I'll walk 3 miles in the 8 degrees, snowy on the lakefront, fucking just to get my balls licked by a robot. I mean, I watching iRobot with Will Smith as a kid. I always thought, what would it feel like? And, I've never experimented with a fleshlight or anything like that. But maybe you put a fleshlight in the robot and I'm just getting way out of fucking hand. I want to go to fucking Arlington Heights. I don't want a dome. I don't want no blowjob robots. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to be downtown Chicago anymore for that exact reason. It's a pain in the like we said with the racing. It's a pain in the fucking ass to get down in the city, especially going to a Bears game where there's 2 ways in and there's 2 ways out, and both of them are death traps. No, thank you. I don't want to fucking do that. I'd rather build a new stadium, build around it, make some nice fucking restaurants. There's nothing down in the fucking city. There's Lakeshore Drive. You got to find a fucking bridge to cross it. And then you go to a bar and you spend fucking $12 on a Bud Light, mid-ass pizza. No, I don't want fucking I want Jake's, bitch. I want fucking Grandstand. I don't want some fucking yuppie pizza sold to me by some blue-haired bitch on Lakeshore Drive. $18 for a slice of sausage that's sloppier than my fucking grandpa's dick. No thanks. I'd rather go to Arlington Heights, put a fucking Giordano's and a Portillo's and a Super Dog and have a nice little fucking foosball community. Maybe put a little fucking pond with some fucking reindeers and some lights and people can fucking ice skate during the winter. It'd be a hell of a time. Have a fucking little venue over there, fucking Limp Bizkit, I did it all for the nookie, it'd be fucking awesome. It'd be it'd be an awesome fucking time.
To christen the new stadium.
Exactly. You get Limp Bizkit. I did it all for the nookie. For the nookie. Don't fucking copyright this fucking episode, YouTube. I'm singing. I know I sound like Limp Bizkit, but I ain't.
Of
I don't like
all the
Red Hats.
bands, like they have no connection to Chicago whatsoever.
Oh, they fucking Jim Belushi and Dan Aykroyd recreate the Blues Brothers again.
Oh,
They're fucking
fuck.
80 years old in wheelchairs. I want John all coked up, fucking fingering all the fucking chicks. But anyway, no, I don't want no fucking downtown anymore. I don't want this dome that looks like this fucking thing that came down from Mars that Elon Musk built. Looks like a fucking fucking alien ship. I just want to move to fucking Arlington Heights. I want to fucking take what's it, 290, 90 fucking west or east or whatever fuck that is, and just get on the expressway and get over there and just have a nice fucking fresh start at a brand new stadium.
Yeah, no, makes complete sense. And yeah, just there's so much. There's a ton of fucking pictures to look into. Very intricate, a lot of cool designs and all that, but there's also nice, it's just nice. There's like simple thing. It's good to be like simple sometimes. I don't know. Some maybe it just wasn't for me. I don't know. I have to take a double look at it. It's like I said, if there's gonna be no Bears at Soldier Field, then there's no reason to put any time, effort, money into that stadium. It wouldn't make any sense. Like I said,
no, I mean, they could still have their Kenny Chesney concerts. Hopefully I go late September. I want to see fucking Rammstein.
Yeah.
We're all living in America.
Yeah, but you can't. They have such a good performance, but you can't justify doing all that to have like 8 performances a year there.
No, I completely agree. That's the only thing it'd be used for is like summertime concerts.
And then they have the soccer games in there.
Which no one
soccer
watches.
Games in there. They don't even have like music festivals in there. And obviously it's been fucking years since Spring Awakening was at there, and everyone still cries that was the good place to have it there, man. I mean, they don't do anything. It's just plain and simple. I mean, we still have the grass fields, one of the shittiest fields to date in the NFL. It's a shit show. So I mean, what are we gonna do? It's other than just get them out and get them a new stadium like we've been asking for. I mean, a lot of people are still on the fence. A lot of people are still opposed to it. We're pro. Get them to Arlington Heights. Get them a new spot. Let's start fresh. Yeah,
I'm all for it, dude.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
Speaking of, maybe a team that has figured it out. They got a nice little stadium themselves. Were you able to see the Rams Super Bowl rings? Yeah.
No, I haven't. And I was waiting for this segment so I could actually pull it up on my phone.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Still, thanks a lot, HP. Don't have my fucking laptop still. I'm going to fucking Dell. But yeah, I'll pull it up on my phone here. The Rams Super Bowl rings. Okay.
Yeah, dude, they are fucking phenomenal. I mean, not only are they ginormous, I don't know exactly how many diamonds, all the details and all that bullshit. But I mean, you open it up, it's the stadium. It's literally SoFi Stadium. You, like I said, you're able to open it up. They have a detailed design of the field itself. Maybe, like I said, it might not show up so well on the camera and whatnot, but this is actually the ring. This is inside of the ring. It has a colored picture of the field and all that, as like I said, just a diorama of the field itself, the crowd, not the crowd, too much detail, but they got the stands, the stadium, and everything. These keep getting crazier and crazier each season. Dude. And I mean, just like I said, the amount of design, I've never seen this much great detail, and I've never seen a ring actually probably worth what it's worth. I mean, this is phenomenal. So I mean, hats off to the design team, NFL. That's a good one. That's a pretty solid one. If they ever had that at like the Pawn Stars pawn shop, I would fly over there and try and buy one after, maybe a crazy investment. So that's how crazy. I'm not even a ring guy. That's just how it is. I don't know. Maybe, like I said, that's crazy. It's a big old fucking hunk of ring on you right there. So that's pretty good. You have any thoughts on there other than that?
Yeah, I feel like you said they just keep getting bigger and better. And I mean, it's like this. I'm looking at a picture. I don't know whose hand this is. It's in someone's Instagram story. I don't know who the fuck that. Oh, is that Deshaun Jackson? Yeah, that is Deshaun Jackson's Instagram story. It's like the size of the palm of his hand. Like, it's fucking humongous.
No,
So yeah, these things keep getting bigger and better. I like that you can take it apart and there's something on the inside. That's just neat. So yeah, I can't wait to imagine what the fucking Bears one's gonna look like in 50 years.
yeah, it'll be of Arlington Heights Stadium. Yeah. Let's see.
Fucking Limp Bizkit on the side of it. Limp Bizkit and Creed are gonna fucking christen the new
if it
stadium.
had a Scott, like if you had to press a button and Scott Stapp flies through your ring, I would just keep paying millions of dollars each year to just have it. It would just be a reoccurring payment. Just trying to blow through the rest of these. Let me see. Kyler Murray got paid. Feel like we didn't brush over that. Just pretty cool. We just talked about the NFC West last week, but yeah, it is what it is. 230 million for 4 or 5 years, something like that. Good for him. I mean, that's all I had on that. Good. He's getting paid. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I guess good for him. All of his fucking crying and Instagram bullshit paid off for him in the long run.
It sure did.
I still don't think he's worth that fucking money. I still think like I needed another prove it year out of him. Listen, he's a great mobile quarterback. He knows how to move, use his feet, create extra time for himself to throw the ball. But we've seen time and time again in big games, big matchups against good teams, even playoff games, he doesn't come through. Yeah, so
folded
to give that guy that big money without seeing a lot, it's a lot of money for a guy who hasn't shown that he's deserved that money, I think.
I mean, they've kind of locked down this offensive core for the next few years. They got Kyler Murray for the extended period, whatever, like you said, 4 or 5 more years. They just locked down James Conner for another 3 and Zach Ertz for another 3. So they like this group right now. Making the move for Marquise Brown, and then keeping DeAndre Hopkins around, even though he's going to be out for 6 games. They like this offense. They're going to be relying on it for a lot, but like you just said, a little untested, still unproven, haven't really won any big games necessarily. Maybe some big matchups in their division. You have to maybe go back to that, but yeah, they're the number 3 in their division, kind of for a reason. And we'll prove us wrong. Prove me wrong. I'd love to see a competitive, highly throwing, highly accurate Kyler Murray. And I think that was my question last week. Is Kyler Murray going to be the top 5? Or is he going to get turned from the top 10 into a legit top 5, maybe even a top 3 quarterback that we all thought he was going to be for sure last year? So we'll see. Maybe just like I said, getting any of the injuries gone. We'll see how it goes. Speaking of more injuries, Julio Jones signs a 1-year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Apparently there was aggressive talks from both Green Bay and Tampa Bay, but it was the Tampa Bay side. That was the Bay that won this time. Good. Fuck Aaron Rodgers. Julio Jones going to be going on the IL probably week 5 and staying on there for 3 weeks and then coming off for 2 weeks and then going back on for 3 more weeks. That's my prediction for Julio Jones in Tampa Bay. If not, looks pretty good on paper. Probably going to be a late round pick for a couple people in fantasy. What do you like about it?
I agree. I like this and I don't like it. I like it because obviously with no Godwin for, I don't know how much of the season they're not going to have him. He's gonna be that like red zone threat now that Gronk is gone. Obviously, Mike Evans is always like that big target you always want to throw to down in the red zone. Now they got 2 of them to worry about. So him being he's not going to play full time, and I agree he's going to be on and off the field, injuries, maybe on a limited snap count, but when he's on the field, inside the 10-15 yard line, you got Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, throwing it to you in the corner of the end zone, throwing you balls that only he can catch. I think he's still going to be good touchdown wise. So whenever we get to the fucking NFC South breakdown, my over on touchdowns for Julio, I think I'm going to take the over on that. Yardage, I'm a little iffy on.
Yardage, no. Touchdowns, yes. Yeah,
but the part I don't fucking like about this, and because I wanted to draft fucking this dude in every fucking league Russell Gage is just going to get Jewed out now. Russell Gage was going to be my fucking savior. He was going to bring me my fucking second fantasy football championship ring this year. And now we just got to have fucking Julio come in and snake receptions away from fucking my boy Russell Gage, who I always liked with the Falcons. And I thought with no Chris Godwin for the first half, the first 3 quarters of the season, whatever it's going to be, Russell Gage is just, I thought he's going to be that new go-to, little slot guy for Tom Brady, which Godwin has been for the last 2 seasons now. So I think this takes away from Russell Gage, and it takes away from me and my aspirations of becoming a 2-time Greece fantasy football champion. So there's good and bads to fucking this whole thing, but I like it. I mean, Julio, he's still a big body. He's still got hands. He's still going to out jump everybody, all these fucking short little corners. And I think he'll be a decent little red zone target for Tom Brady. And hell, we all fucking know at the end of the year, Gronk's going to come out of retirement for another playoff run. Probably Danny Amendola to Julian Edelman.
Danny Amendola just retired.
Yeah, he retired so he can take a little time off and
get healthy for Tom Brady.
Exactly. He's like, okay, listen, week 13, I got you. If Godwin's
as ridiculous as it sounds, I wouldn't put it past it. Tom Brady only will throw to guys that he trusts. I mean, obviously it's completely ridiculous that a 36-year-old Danny Amendola is going to come out of retirement and be productive at all. It's just that seems to be the thing, and it makes sense again that Tampa Bay would sign a highly renowned vet like Julio Jones. And as obviously Tom Brady's never played with him, but you could probably assume that the chemistry is going to be like that, considering Julio Jones and Tom Brady are still top tier in their positions.
And it's no risk, high reward.
Absolutely.
Like there's nothing to lose. If he is past his prime and he does get injured, then okay.
And you're not getting a shithead like Antonio Brown. You're getting a well-respected vet.
Listen,
like Julio Jones.
I love our sponsor, PointsBet, America's fastest growing online sports book maker, whatever the fucking line is. But the PointsBet Twitter page earlier after this signing put out a GIF or like a little video of Antonio Brown running a route and catching a ball. And they put the caption something like, the Buccaneers really picked Julio Jones over Antonio Brown, ... And I was like, no, Antonio Brown chose his Instagram live story over the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like that's
Antonio Brown screwed Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
if Vince McMahon was saying this. Yeah.
Well, if Vince McMahon ain't saying nothing except for I'm guilty, now he's fucked.
Exactly. No, he is absolutely fucked.
Now together forever, you're fucked, dude.
Retirement before dishonor. Last thing I had in NFL, or actually there's 2 things. One quick little update. Again, kind of alluding to maybe one of the questions that we had from last week. What are they going to do with Jimmy Garoppolo? Well, they made it clear. They sat down with him. They said, this is Trey's team. Apparently that was the quote that's going around right now for San Francisco. Trey Lance is going to get the start. He's going to be basically the future from here on out. Good for them. Good for me, who has a Trey Lance rookie card. And that's basically it. Maybe good for Deebo Samuel as well. Maybe we'll do a little bit of some fantasy preview more on that and when the days go by. But
I think we saw this coming. It was his time.
Yeah,
Jimmy
absolutely.
Garoppolo, a lot of injuries last year. Got past the Packers. I'll give him a fucking round of applause for that. San Francisco owns Green Bay. But he's not getting them any farther than that. So might as well switch it up to the young guy, explosive guy. See what he can do with, like you said, with guys with weapons, with Kittle and Deebo and whatever fucking of the 8 running backs they decide to pull out of their ass. All 8 of them are going to put up 30 fantasy points, especially when they're playing me. It's time. It's time for fucking Trey Lance and his weird haircut.
Maybe Jim, where are we going to see Jimmy? Maybe we see him on the Giants or maybe Atlanta or maybe, I don't know.
The Colts when Matt Ryan breaks his leg.
Okay.
Yeah,
that
could my
be done
pick.
Too. I mean,
my
yeah.
Pick.
Okay. That's a bold prediction right there.
Or no, he's going to go Something's gonna happen with our boy Deshaun Watson. He's gonna get fucked over, and he's gonna start for the Browns.
No, oh, that
the Browns. The Browns think they're good. They think they're in the clear. No, some other chick is like, "Hey, touch my titty."
You see, they signed Josh Rosen. Rosen?
Yeah.
Did you see his Twitter?
No.
Okay, so Josh Rosen's Twitter, his profile picture is of him getting drafted from the Cardinals. His header is of him getting being like traded to the Dolphins, signing with the Dolphins. His bio says quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, and he just signed for the Cleveland Browns a couple days ago. So that is
he
so
probably he don't even know his Twitter.
No. Josh Rosen has officially lost his password to his Twitter. I think that should be the breaking news headline. You know what, I'm kind of iffy on this because I really honestly I was thinking about this. I'm not even going to buy the game next year. Do we want to go over Madden ratings? No,
we don't have to do it. I'll still get the game because I'm a sucker and I'm addicted like a fucking heroin addict. Kurt Cobain.
The only thing I will say for sure, Austin Eckler got fucked. That's the only rating I see. He's below a 90.
Yeah, I did see that.
Overall. That is ridiculous.
Jamar Chase isn't a top 10 receiver either.
Yeah, I think, and then crazy. He's only an 87 as well. He got absolutely fucked. I mean,
he should be a 94.
Disrespectful as fuck. Those are the only for sure ones off the top of my head. Other than that, shout out to the Williams guy. I think he's some left tackle on the Niners or some shit. He's the first
Trent Williams. Yeah.
First fat guy, first O lineman to get.
Gotta love it.
Give it up for 99. So 99 overall club to him. Not to Cooper Kupp though, who was basically in the hunt for MVP all year. But I know Devontae Adams got it as well. Very much deserved. He's probably the number one wide receiver in the league. I guess with that, I think we should just get right into our NFC breakdowns. What we've been kind of harping on, lingering. This has been probably going to be the meat and potatoes of this episode. Hopefully, what everyone came for in the first place. I kind of thought of how we can organize this, how we should talk about this. Maybe a little trial and error. We went from I think we went section by section, category by category last time. I think we should stay a little organized, maybe go team by team, and then we'll go through each one. So like I said, we'll go, obviously we're doing the NFC East. This is the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Commanders, and the Giants. Categories I had, and of course you can throw anything else you want in there, just like going over headlines, question of the year for these teams, their largest ad drops. I have a couple of names in their MVP odds for them, team totals and that, and all that fun junk, and then a couple other props to go along with. So who do we want to start with from these four teams? What do we think?
I don't even know.
Do we want to start from the top, or do we want to start with the
shit? Any of them.
I know.
Let's start with the shit. Let's start with bottom of the fucking division and work our way up.
I think that's a good move. So I mean, I think with I'm just looking, and it's the odds. The Giants are the least favored to win the division, sitting at plus 700. Like I said, we can blow through this pretty quickly with the Giants. My mind, the question of the year, simply, can they do anything? This is kind of my question for the Seattle Seahawks last week. They're going to be bottom of the barrel. I feel like Las Vegas has given them a lot more oomph than they really need to be. I don't know if they recall them basically just giving up halfway through the latter end of the season. I don't believe in Daniel Jones. I don't believe in Kadarius Toney. I still like Saquon Barkley. I'm gonna stay away from him in fantasy depending on where he falls, but I don't have a lot, obviously don't have a lot of praise or a lot of hype around this team. They added the pretty solid draft picks, pretty solid draft class. And I see Ricky Seals-Jones in terms of drops, who left, who cares? I couldn't really find anything on that. So I mean, that's where my head is right now. And then I can get your opening thoughts on them before maybe we can get into some team totals and where I think their season's
I think it's just going to be health. Like, they got good weapons, Saquon, Kenny Golladay. They're good when they're out there, but they're not ever out there. Yeah. So it's really simple. When you have Daniel Jones as your quarterback, you're not going to win much. Other than those two big names on offense, like you said, They still got Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Tony. They're decent. They make plays every here and there. Bringing in Ricky Seals Jones at tight end, that's okay. But I mean, that's those are not good weapons, and that's coming from
Ricky Seals
a Bears
Jones.
fan.
Yeah,
Who,
that's
look
just
at
like
our
a
fucking
fantasy
weapons.
name that you're able to throw around. He's a very middle tier, probably ladder, like very back end tight end that you don't even really care about. I mean, that's just something I threw in there. Like I said,
Yeah, got a couple decent names on the defensive side of the ball. Xavier McKinney, Adoree Jackson. What's the name of their linebacker? I always liked him. Blake Martinez, decent middle linebacker. They got.
I think he led the league in fucking tackles one
yeah,
year or
yeah.
two.
They went out and they got Leonard Williams. They draft Kayvon Thibodeau, the defensive end. I think he's going to be a good edge rusher for them. So definitely improved on the defensive side of the ball, but just same old song and dance with the Giants year in and year out. It's just their offense is going to struggle with with Daniel Jones. I don't have any faith in that guy.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I'm looking at their team total over under sitting at 7.5. If you go onto the PointsBet app, when you use code SYS9, you'll be helping yourself out and us over here at the DAAAGenerates podcast, getting yourself two risk-free bets up to $2,000. Go ahead and do that if you're in Illinois, Iowa, or New Jersey. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have any problems, and you must be 21 or older to do so. So without further ado, like I said, I'm looking at this. I'm hammering under if I'm taking it at all.
I agree.
Under is at -175. They're favorited in 5 games. They're dogs in 12 of them. I don't see them coming in within close of anything of the 7.5. I mean, maybe getting the Panthers in week 2. That's a toss up considering Matt Rule just can't coach a team. You're going to be getting a week 2 Baker Mayfield in there. But it's
actually 3-point favorites against the Bears, which is like, I don't like the Bears are going to be bad too, but I think the Bears can beat the Giants. I mean, we've handled them.
I know. Yeah. The lines are all over the place. Like they got Seattle 3-point favorites over the Giants. Like if it should speak volumes that if a shit team like Seattle is favorited over you, you're going to be bad. I see a minimum of 4 wins, a maximum of 6. Like I said, the winnable games. I as much as I hate to say it, Bears, Jags, Seahawks, Texans, Lions, and then one of those games against the Commanders. So it gives you 6. And then even if you want to throw in that game against the Panthers, that's 7. That still hits the under. So I mean, I don't see anything. It's just not close enough for me in the over. Like I said, 4-13, 6-11 is where I see them if they're going to do anything at all. I mean, that's just me. That's how I see it. So hammer -175 if you're going to be touching the under, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I'll hammer that too under fucking 7. I see him getting 5, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like the games that they were favorited in, I believe, or yeah, there's just a few of them, but yeah. Other than the like I said, those 6 were a few of them, and like I said, even in their division against the Commanders, like that it's a toss up right there. It's 50-50 to me. For them to make and miss the playoffs, for them to make it +195, -250, no, for them to make the playoffs. Seems pretty simple to me. That's that I wouldn't, again, -250 juice bag play, wouldn't touch it. The only prop I saw for the Giants, if you have any hope in Saquon turning it around, if you want him to get him on your fantasy team or whatnot, this will be the prop for you to take. It's not on PointsBet. If it's on DraftKings, it's Saquon over 10.5 combined regular season touchdowns. Obviously, that's rushing and receiving touchdown. So over 10.5 at +140. If you feel as though he's going to have some sort of resurgence, it's probably going to be this. This is the prop for you. Like I said, if not a lot of offensive weapons to begin with for them. Saquon is going to be the guy if you believe he's going to be fully healthy. I don't know if you had any props on them before we.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a third straight year. The Bears end his fucking season. We tore his ACL 2 years ago. We fucked him up last year, and we're going to fuck him up again this year. I love you, Julian Love, local boy. Fucking actually was almost at my house a couple days ago. No big deal. NFL guy. No, his fucking his parents were. I grew up with fucking him and Yvonne and DT. That was cool to have him over at the house for the fucking party. But we love you, Julian Love. But yeah, we're gonna have to fucking end your boys' season again.
Sorry.
We're gonna fucking pay Roquan $300 million. Give him like a little Saints bounty fucking type situation. And, especially, fuck, I might be playing him that week in fantasy. And, anyone who plays me just decides to go off. So it'd be nice to end his season again.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
10.5, watch out for his fucking knees because they're fucking fragile. He's got glass knees now, Jim.
I'm not jumping off the wall saying any player this or anything, but I'm just saying if you that was the only prop I saw that was worth anything, because there are, again, other things like the Giants to win all their home games plus 10,000, for them to make the fucking NFC Championship like plus 10,000, just ridiculous things that just aren't going to hit, that just would for sure be a donation. This was the closest thing I saw to anything that's even within graspable reach for them. Like I said, if you feel like they're going to be in any sort of contention at all, if you have any sort of hope at Saquon, 10 over 10.
That's sort of one of my new rules I've sort of adopted when it comes to gambling, season prop bets for players and for fantasy. Like if you have one injury, I'll take a risk on you your second year. But if you got back-to-back years, back-to-back injuries, like with now Saquon, with fucking Christian McCaffrey, I'm just avoiding you at all costs.
Makes sense. No, 100% makes sense. And I feel, later down the line, maybe in a week or two, we'll get more organized and we'll do a big old fantasy show. But
we'll do a fantasy fucking whole gambling show for you fucking degenerates out big there. Time. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably have, we'll do, obviously we'll be doing all these division things, but I think when it all comes right to the beginning of the season, we'll probably do a big gambling show, probably the best of what prop picks and all that bullshit. So I think that'll be probably the way to go on that. If you got anything more on the Giants, we can go on to the Commanders.
No, let's fucking move on to the fraud manders.
Fraud manders. Alrighty. Sure. I had my headline question of the year for them. Simply, will Carson Wentz blow up? Will they blow up in their face? Will he do well? Yes. Will he do shit? Okay. That's already an answer for you. And then another one, I guess, will the defense step up? Are they going to have the same disappointing year that happened last year? Or are they going to actually step up to the names that are around there? Obviously Chase Young going to be coming off the ACL tear, probably not going to be playing for the majority of the season, but they just extended Montez Sweat from his rookie contract. Pretty disgusting defense in general. So I don't know. We had Carson Wentz obviously coming. That was the big ad of the year. Extending Terry McLaurin. You get Jack Del Rio on the defensive coordinator. You get a little better on that. You also, if you also don't remember, J.D. McKissick gets an extension to them. So maybe a little bit wary on Antonio Gibson, considering he's also multiple injuries last year, banged up just about basically on the question mark on the IR.
Yeah, that man single-handedly saved me on Thanksgiving with three touchdowns. Yeah. Thank you. I'll never forget that.
Yeah. And then I guess the big drop for them was Landon Collins, the safety Landon Collins, hard hitter. But, wasn't living up to expectations the last year of his contract or whatever. So let him go. Let me see. Like I said, before we get into team totals, any intro on the Commanders?
Yeah, I think especially with Jack Del Rio as their new defensive coordinator, I think that defense, it's not going to be on the level that they were 2 years ago, because they had, I'm not going to say dominant, but 2 years ago their defense was very good. I think they'll have a decent defense, maybe top 12, maybe even top 10 defense. I really truly believe that. You bring in guys, or you're getting back, like you said, you don't know when, but Chase Young, you still got Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, You bring in guys like William Jackson, I think he's a very underrated corner. I think they got enough pieces on the defensive side of the ball to be, like I said, a top 12 defense.
Oh, for sure.
But their offense is just
very suspect.
It's fucking. We've seen this before. It's Carson Wentz is going to be your starting fucking quarterback, and he's going to start off great, and everyone's going, oh my god, and then he's going to play a big Thursday night game against someone and get his ass kicked, and he's going to fucking like fucking Sam Darnold. He's going to see ghosts of fucking Redskins getting their heads cut off on the field. What the fuck? He's going to see pilgrims lighting them up with muskets, and he's just going to fucking fold like he does every year, probably tear an ACL or two, and miss out, finish third in the division, and he's gonna do what Carson Wentz does every year. I really like, and even last year, I love the running back combo here. Gibson, he missed a lot of time last year, but in the time that he did play, he was very productive. He's a great runner.
Good pass receiver as well.
Fumbled a little bit last year, had some problems with fumbling, and I had a recurring turf toe injury, which that sucks, obviously, for every position, but especially being a running back, that's gotta, suck cock. But when he's not there, JD McKissick is a great number 2, and they extended him, like you said. Great move there. Great pass catcher. He plays more slot receiver than he does out of the backfield. So I'm a big JD McKissick guy. I was pissed I wanted to scoop him up in both leagues last year, and I fucking didn't, and he ended up he had a great year for a bench running back, a RB3 on, a lot of fantasy teams. I'd like to have him. So, and then obviously Terry McLaurin. He's just Mr. Consistent at the wide receiver position. I mean, I wanted him here on the fucking Bears for a reason. So, but it doesn't matter.
That was another Madden feud, Madden fight online. A lot of Bears fans were pissed because they're comparing Darnell Mooney's stats to Terry McLaurin's stats. And then saying, oh, why is McLaurin a 94 when Darnell Mooney is a 79, when they were basically put up I think it was the exact same amount of receiving touchdowns and maybe 100 or 200 yard difference in terms of receiving yards. I memean, but still, Darnell Mooney ain't Terry McLaurin. He was not making the same catches, same plays that he was. It was a very disappointing season in terms of production for Terry McLaurin, but none of the talent left. So I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, he's gonna have a better, as much as everyone gives Carson Wentz shit, he's gonna have a better QB there than he did in Taylor Heineke last season, to more consistent arm throwing to him. And I'm sure they'll be able to figure it out, and he'll be better in terms of that. Let me see. I see their team total again is also sitting at 7.5, similar to the Giants. They're favored in 6 games. They're favored against the Jags, the Lions, the Titans, which is crazy to me. The Texans again, or I don't know if I already said that. The Falcons and the Giants in one of the games. They should be probably favored in it. I would substitute being favored in both of the Giants games and then taking the Titans game out of it instead. They're dogs in 8 games. Dallas twice, the Eagles twice, the Giants game. But like I said, substitute that for the Titans game. San Fran, Indianapolis, and Green Bay. Ooh, a little revenge for Carson Wentz against Indy. And then they're even in one game against the Bears. That's ought to be a pretty good matchup. I feel like the Bears can overtake that, even though probably Carson Wentz is maybe the better QB between the Fields and Wentz, whatever. And then there's just 2 unknown. I couldn't find a line on them against Cleveland and against Minnesota, but it is what it is. I'm going to lean under at plus 100. DraftKings has the under at 8 games at minus 110 if you're over there. But like I said, if you're over here on PointsBet plus 100, you get a better odds, and you get the hook right there. Even if I'll give them the favorites and I'll give them the even game, maybe even against the Bears or whatever, it's still 7. It still hits the under. And like I said, that's not even accounting for the fact that they're in the games that they are favorited in. They're probably going to lose to the dogs, and they're just probably going to get their ass whooped. And then those 2 even games, like I don't know, if you give them one there even, I don't believe that they have enough to beat Minnesota. Depending on the Cleveland game, we'll see. Depending on who's the QB there, but I mean, again, interchangeable. They'll probably end up losing to a team like the Falcons. They can probably end up losing to a team, to the Giants. They're going to lose for sure both games to the Cowboys and Eagles. San Fran, Green Bay, Colts, all losses right there in my mind. So I don't know. That's where I stand. I see 7 and 10. That's probably what they can do.
Yeah, I agree there. I see under 7.5, probably right at 7 and 10 as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little close, for sure. But like I said, I don't know. I don't believe in. I don't really believe it. I don't see it. There's not enough offense right there for me. Yeah, like I said, and in terms of just in staying in their division, like they're not better than their division opponents, besides maybe the Giants. And even and like I said, Vegas is giving the Giants one of those games. So if you're losing 5 out of your 6 games of the division, not going to be doing much. So that's where my head is at. Like I said, go and feel free to add on if you need.
No, you said pretty much everything. I mean, it just comes down to their quarterback play. And
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they got off to a good start, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 games, but they'll finish right around fucking 7 wins. Cause Carson Wentz, he did it last year with the Colts too. He started off decent, had a couple games where you're like, okay, and I'd say they got a better offense over there in Indy, weapon wise, offensive line wise, than they do in fucking a better all around team, better defense, better coaching staff last year. And he's just going to a worse team, and I don't trust him in the second half of the season. So 7 and 10, I don't trust Wentz. I never will. We got to get our boy Nick Fatigato on here, give us our thoughts before the season starts.
Another Carson Wentz,
his favorite player. Yeah,
that'd be good. Yeah, absolutely. The only prop I liked, and like I said, not in love with by any means, because there's a big if on this prop part. Antonio Gibson over 850 rushing yards. That's pretty deep. That's not that bad. He was actually 5th in the league, finished 5th in rushing, if I'm not mistaken, last year. So quietly had a very nice, solid rushing season, being hurt all year. But here's the big if part. The Commander, he's got to get over 850 rushing yards, and the Commanders to make a wild card spot or better. I believe that, but that's just what it says. It's for the Commanders to make a wild card spot. And you got to do those 2 things, essentially parlayed in this prop. That comes out to plus 600. Like I said, not in love with it. I like it if you think that the Washington oh wow, almost fell into that one. Oh, Washington Commanders. Yeah, even another name change. If you think they're going to do anything at all, this could probably be it. I don't see them winning their division. I do see them possibly making a wild card spot if they're going to be competitive at all. And it would be for the same reason that they're probably running on Antonio Gibson a lot. So I just feel like this is, like I said, not in love with it. I don't see them obviously making this, making what I just said about them probably hitting the under on their wins means definitely translates to them not getting a wild card spot. But if you do like it, if you're opposing me, this is something that I should probably show to you. So there you go. Plus 600, over 850 for Antonio Gibson and the wild card spot.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just had one prop on the season. It's going to be pretty simple. Terry McLaurin, over 1,500 receiving yards. That's minus 112 right now.
Oh, wow.
He's the only fucking guy they have to throw the ball to,
Makes
other
sense.
than McKissick. So, Carson Wentz, he can't win games, but he'll get you some fucking garbage time stats. So I think they'll be down a lot. They're going to throw the fucking ball, and Terry McLaurin. So I'll go over 1,000 yards on the season for Scary Terry.
Yeah, I saw I just thinking about it now. I'm not really going to take it, but I feel like you're going to throw it. I'll for sure find the exact wording on it in a couple seconds, but it's something along the lines of, let me see. Something along the lines of Terry McLaurin to get over 149.5 receiving yards in at least one game. I want to pull up the odds for that.
That's a good one.
So yeah, like I said, you You get 17 opportunities for him to get 149 rushing yards or more. Oh my goodness. Let me hopefully. Here we go. That's sitting at plus 200. So like I said, Terry McLaurin to have over 149 receiving yards in at least one game, one regular season game, plus 200 if you want to go ahead and take that. Like actually, yeah, like thinking about that, that's not the worst considering, like you just said, probably the only receiving option that Carson Wentz is going to have for a little while. He's got Logan Thomas too. He actually got Logan Thomas, but we'll see how they utilize him. Terry McLaurin, obviously the number one.
Yeah.
All righty. Then with that, we can go on to the Eagles. If you had anything else on the Commanders.
No, we could talk Eagles real quick. Let's fucking halfway done. Finish up with the East or the NFC East. That's what I like to call them.
Exactly.
Fucking bums. Yeah, let's talk about the fucking your favorite quarterback in the league, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, exactly. Is AJ Brown and Devontae Smith enough help for Jalen Hurts? Is one of my questions that I have on the year. It's exactly that. It's gonna be the Hurts season. What Jalen Hurts does is gonna determine the season. Everyone's going to be harping on the expectations that he has. He just took them, they had a very disappointing game in the playoffs. It's hard to run into the Tampa Bay, the Tom Brady led Tampa Bay Buccaneers and just expect to have a good game, but able to put up points somewhat, not looked respectable at all. But the expectation now is to get to the playoffs and be competitive. I guess that would be the next move. But who's going to start? I mean, I don't know. Like, can the Eagles at all be contenders? Obviously the Cowboys are sitting in second in the division, are sitting in first of the division to be the winners. But I don't know. Can the Eagles make some noise? Can they play spoiler? Can they be the number one contender? They just added, like I said, AJ Brown. That was their big move. The only big drop I see was their guard Brandon Brooks retired. So maybe a little bit of a stink on the offensive end. They extend their Travis Kelce's brother, is Alex Kelce, I believe.
Jason Kelce.
Jason Kelce. So yeah, Jason Kelce, the center. So he's going to be staying there for a little bit longer. So yeah, just where's your head at it with the Eagles? I see.
Yeah. I think they do have a chance to win this division. I think this would be a fun little team to watch.
Yes.
I think. Obviously bringing in AJ Brown from the Titans, that's huge. He's only 25, banged up a little bit last year, but I don't think it's going to be anything to worry about. Have a whole season to recuperate, get healthy, and alongside guys like you said. Sorry, hit a little cough there. Like you said, Devonta Smith going to be the number 2 over there, but they got some decent they bring in Zach Pascal. He's had spurts, if he's your number 3, I'm not upset with that. Jalen Reagor, who, like you would Trey Lance, I'm hoping Jalen Reagor goes off. Cause I got a Prism gold rookie card of his that hopefully it might be worth a couple dollars.
Oh, I mean, that might as well be a coaster for your fucking soda
exactly.
pop,
That's what it is now. But I need him to fucking step it up. Aaron Judge goes yard for the Yankees. That's 1 out of 5 in my home run parlay. There we go.
There you go.
And then a guy that I've liked for seasons, and he sort of broke out last year. Established himself as the clear-cut number 1 tight end, Dallas Goedert. I think he's a very underrated tight end in the league, and especially with them getting rid of Ertz, it was just, okay, we got faith in Dallas Goedert. Let's see what he can do. And he's only 27 years old. He's a big guy, great hands. He's not the best route runner. He's not the quickest guy out there, but he finds ways to get open, and he doesn't drop balls when you throw them to him. So I like this team. I think it's going to be fun. Obviously they got Gardner Minshew as their number 2 quarterback, which big Minshew mania guy. Hurts does go down. You do have I'd say one of the
you got experience.
Exactly. He's experienced. He brings a spark to any offense.
That's the thing
he's
too.
on.
He's a spark plug. A lot of people like him and kind of respect him.
Yeah. And I'd take him as a fucking Anthony Rizzo goes deep for the Yankees. Hey, you do this today. I'd take Gardner Minshew if you had to give me, a list of 5 or 6 backup quarterbacks, he'd probably be on there for me. So I like this offense. I don't like Miles Sanders because he doesn't score fucking touchdowns. And My dumbass keeps drafting him in fantasy football, even though he's scored 3 touchdowns in the last 2
That's
seasons
because Boston
combined.
Scott is a fucking
I
vulture.
know, fucking vulture scumbag. Him and Kenneth Gainwell too had a couple decent games last year, but
Yeah.
all around, they, like you said, they still got Kelsey, they still got Lane Johnson, Andre Dillard, whatever his name is, at the other tackle now, replacing who the fuck did they have at left tackle? I can't remember. And then Jordan Mailata too. He's the other offensive lineman. I like this team over there. I think they're going to be a fun little offense to watch. Defensive side of the ball, not a whole lot over there. I think they still got Fletcher Cox and Teron Jackson, Brandon Graham on the defensive line. But I think the offense, I like Jalen Hurts. I think he reminds me of Kyler Murray. He knows how to move. He knows how to use his feet. He's not afraid to run the ball. And unlike Lamar Jackson, I think he could actually make some fucking throws, Jalen Hurts. So I like this team. I think this offense is going to be fun to watch this year. Definitely get some highlight plays out of these guys, and I think they have a chance. I think they have a fucking chance to win this division, and
Yeah.
I'll give my official pick after we talk to Cowboys. But
Yeah, absolutely.
I do think they have a chance to win this division.
Yeah, and exactly. I'm kind of liking them for this exact reason. I see their over unders at 9.5. They are favored in 13 games. They're only dogs in three of them in one even game. They're dogs against the Cardinals when they're at the Cardinals. They are dogs against the Colts at Colts, and then they're dogs at Dallas. So all 3 of these games, all 3 of the dogs, all 3 games that they are underdogs and are on the road. The one even game is against Green Bay of all teams.
Yeah,
Actually,
I see that
yeah,
Sunday night too.
yeah, wow.
You
So I
get
mean,
fucking Terry Underpants. I mean Underwood. Oh, what I would give to sniff or what? Let me get a whiff of that strap. Oh, that's one of the best TikToks out there. Oh,
one whiff of that strap make my eye go straight. So I like the over 9.5 at minus 125. Like I said, if you're favored in 13 of these games, and I don't know if you're gonna blow 3 of them, but I mean, I like your chances if you're giving me that many fucking good games. So, like I said, the offense is what it is. They have a pretty little light schedule, kind of here and there, but they have the potential to start 4-0 before they get challenged back-to-back weeks against Arizona and Dallas, and then they get a little bit of a rock fight against the Steelers. But you can count on probably 2 more dubs against the Texans and the Commanders, followed by 3 tough ones to finish out the season. You get the Colts, Green Bay, and the Titans. And then, actually, to finish off the season, they have the potential to finish off hot. They get the Giants, the Bears, the Cowboys, the Saints, and the Giants again. So a potential,
I like
to start.
I like their fucking record or
they could
their
start
schedule.
off 4-0 and then finish with their last 5 games 4-1 potentially. So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, at least through these games, I could see 10-7. 11-6 is a possibility for me.
I totally agree. I think they have a lot. They have a lot of winnable games this year. So 9.5. You said the line was
9.5 at
over.
minus 125. Yes,
I would take that over.
Yeah. Let's see. Some props right here. I only have 2. Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders over 14.5 rushing touchdowns at plus 100. I like that one right there.
I like that one too.
Yeah. And then we got Sanders over 6.5 rushing touchdowns combined with Dallas Goedert over 5.5 receiving touchdowns at plus 330. So like I said, if again, in the same minds of I like them to get their over on their wins, I will tease it. I kind of like them to take this, maybe sneak this from the favorite. And then, if I'm in that boat, I might as well take the top, one of the 2 top guys. They're going to be producing. Yeah. Top guys. They're going to be producing for this team. So it would only make sense that if the Eagles are going to do well, Miles Sanders is doing well and Dallas Goedert is doing well. So on and so forth. Take the overs on those plus 330. Those are the props I like right there.
Yeah, I just have one prop that I like, and I'll explain why in a minute here. But, just we know fantasy football is right around the fucking corner. We've been, doing our fucking due diligence, trying to come up with our fucking first round picks, our sleeper picks, our, middle round picks and everything. And just looking and, everyone plays different formats, 8, 10, 12 fucking fantasy leagues, keeper leagues, PPR, non PPR. I'm just looking. I know PPR doesn't matter for the quarterback position, but Jalen Hurts is the projected number 1 quarterback in fantasy this year,
Damn.
which I did not. I couldn't believe it. I could
In
not believe it.
PPR or just in both?
I play in a PPR format. So just him and it has to be his rushing yards.
Yeah.
That's gonna do it for him. So he's actually projected the number 1 point, at least in my league, the point score amongst fantasy quarterbacks. So looking at a prop here, 675 and a half rushing yards this season for Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna take the over on that. I think that's his bread and butter. He's gonna fucking run. He's gonna move. He's gonna take off. I think he had 4 or 5 games over 100 yards last year. So I think he's going to build on that. And I'm going to take over 675 for his rushing yards. That's going to be my one prop bet for the Eagles this year.
Yeah,
and
I
number
like that.
1, that's crazy with Josh Allen, Herbert, Mahomes. You still got, Murray, Rodgers, even though he doesn't have Adams, Lamar Jackson with his feet. For Jalen Hurts to be projected number 1, that's saying something.
I mean, he was in basically a top 5 all season long, if I'm not mistaken. And it's exactly for what you said. The rushing yards helps, the rushing touchdowns help. And then on top of that, he can finish whatever with 2 receiving or 2 throwing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns. If he has a pick in there, it kind of doesn't matter because he's going to get the rushing yards and the passing yards. So he's very much a threat. If he can limit turnovers, it was not just the interceptions. I don't know if he had a lot last year, but it was the turnovers in general, the fumbles on top of the interceptions. So I mean, I don't want to say that's fool's gold. I don't want to say beware, but Kyler Murray was in the top 2 in a lot of things last year, and he didn't finish top 2 last year. So I don't like I said, don't want to sit here and burst your bubble on that, but fucking course, that's the one thing. And there goes all of my money. Thank you, Shane McClanahan, you giant piece of shit.
What do you do?
You fucking gave up a home run to the fucking Orioles in the bottom of the first.
Cedric Mullins.
Yeah, of course. Oh, probably was what? Oh, the first pitch of the game too. What a fucking asshole.
Great.
Yeah, of course. There goes all of my money. Of course, that was my big hit. That was my. Oh, never mind. It's okay. You gave up more. Oh, never mind. They robbed it. I'm sorry. I'm getting off track. We should be focused on football. Let's see here. I got the Cowboys here. Is that what we want to talk about? We got on the Cowboys
let's fucking wrap this division up with the Cowgirls,
man. Here we go. My questions, my headlines of the season for them. Will they run the division or will they let the teams hang around? Is Dak gonna perform up to expectations? Will he silence the haters? Will we get peak Zeke back? And who's going to step up with Amari Cooper being gone? Those are all my questions, all my lingering things on them. I feel like I have a couple answers. I feel like they are going to let teams hang around. I don't feel like Dak might form up to expectation, but I don't feel it might be the defense or something else that ends up fucking him over. I don't know. I'm on the fence with seeing how Ezekiel Elliott's going to do this season. I can't make heads or tails on that just yet. And again, CeeDee Lamb's still there. Who's going to step up for Amari Cooper's role? I mean, that's basically it. Like I said, extending Leighton Vander Esch was a big help. Signing Malik Hooker for 2 years, that was good for the defense. But you losing guys on offense, losing Amari Cooper, you lost Blake Jarwin, and you lost Greg the Leg. So I don't know. It's gonna be a lot. Yeah, I see a lot of offensive props. You see them third in the NFC to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. I think there's plus 700 for that. So I mean, you take all that into consideration. It might be a little lax with how shitty this division is. I don't know. What do you think on the Cowboys right now? Opening thoughts.
Opening thoughts. I don't think anybody is going to be able to replace Amari Cooper in terms of the run or in terms of wide
Production
receiver.
wise, yeah.
Michael Gallup. He was a great number 3 last year.
Coming off a
He's
torn
not
ACL.
going to be. Yeah, he's not exactly coming off the ACL. He's not going to be the number 2. You could say either way. CD Cooper. They were 1A, 1B in my mind. Um, but he's not going to live up to, he's not going to fill those shoes of Amari Cooper. So definitely getting worse there. They do got Ryan Nall, former Bear, as their starting fullback. So always good to see. It's actually a fullback on their fucking depth chart here, which I always like to see. Nice fucking fullback, old school
Yeah.
football.
Hell yeah.
But I think the secret weapon on this offense is going to be Bandanucci. But no, I there's just a lot of question marks. I mean, their offensive line has been very beat up the last couple of years. Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, they're not the offensive linemen that they were 5-6 years ago. They've been banged up. Defensive side of the ball, they played great last year, obviously with what's his fucking name, leading the league in interceptions. Trayvon Diggs,
Yeah.
he played fucking great. I don't think he's going to do that again. I'm sorry. I mean, he had 11 interceptions last year, but he also gave up, I think it was top 5 in yards given up. So, um,
So
I'm not
basically
going
a
to, I'm not,
wash. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say he's overrated because, I think he's properly rated. He'll come back down to earth a little bit this year. But I mean, Micah Parsons is the real deal coming off
Yeah.
the fucking edge. That dude can play anywhere for him. So I mean, losing Amari Cooper, you get another year of wear and tear on those already older veteran offensive linemen. And I think you're going to get a regression out of Trayvon Diggs, playing at corner for them. I think both sides of the ball gets a little bit worse last year from this season from last season. Ezekiel Elliott, I want to fucking like the guy, but again, there's too many question marks revolving his fucking health.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm torn. I'm torn in this division. Who's gonna come in first? I think my heart wants to say the Eagle, or yeah, my heart says the Eagles, my brain says the Cowboys. I don't know what to make of it yet. I'm leaning more Eagles for the fucking division winner, just because I think both sides of the balls for the Cowboys have gotten a little worse this year. I'm not necessarily, it's not a huge, I don't think it's going to be a huge regression, but losing Amari Cooper, like I said, is definitely going to suck offensively. And then, just defenses, it's hard for defenses to stay that good back to back to back to back fucking years like that. So that's just what I see. Regression out of Trayvon Diggs. No Cooper. I think it's, they'll be right around the 9-10 win mark. And I think it's a coin flip between who wins this division with them and the Eagles.
Yeah, no, I think obviously, we don't sit here and we break them all down by ourselves individually. I have the Eagles winning the division. I like plus 175 better than plus 125 for the Cowboys. It's the Cowboys' division to lose, and we've seen time and time again they've struggled and they've just not come up to expectation. If it's not Dak Prescott underperforming, it's Zeke Elliott underperforming, and when the offense may be on tack, then the defense ends up getting blown out. So it's a bunch of other things. Seems like he just can't get it right. And is that head coach still there? The one that used to be on the Packers? Is he still the head coach right
McCarthy,
now?
I think so.
Well, if he's still there, then and to me, I don't really trust him. I remember he had something last year about smashing a watermelon or some shit to get the guys hype. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So in my mind, like I said, this is their division to lose. That's why I like the Eagles a little bit better. And then even when we look on the games and they're over under, it's close, it's tight. I see a 10.5, the same. 10.5 over under for the wins. They're favored in 11 of them. in 11 games, 6 dogs. And number one of the first one comes against Tampa Bay in week 1. Kind of crazy. They get the Rams as well. That's going to be one of the dogs away against the Eagles. They play Green Bay. They're not their dogs against them, as well as Minnesota and the Titans. In my mind, I see 9 for sure wins. There's 3 toss-ups. The toss-ups in my mind were against the Bengals. One of the games against the Eagles and then against the Colts. But in all, when all said and done, I'm just kind of leading towards the under. Under right now is a little juice at minus 155. If you do want to fucking counter us and you think, no, Cowboys got it in the bag, the over at plus 120 might be pretty good for you, but I don't know. I don't trust it. Kind of answering the questions I already kind of threw up there. If I'm looking at the past, I don't trust the run game, even with the beat up O line from last year. Just not good. And like you said, the Mari Cooper, while he's not, one of one that you would say he's not like a Tyreek Hill or a Stephon Diggs type guy, he still takes in a lot of reps, takes in a lot of balls, gets a lot of yardage, gets a lot of scores. He changes the game for you. I don't see another guy like that stepping up out of nowhere for the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb's going to have himself a year. He'll probably be a little bit better than he was last year. I don't know off the top of my head, don't have all the numbers, but you could probably take a couple overs on that. Yeah, it's exactly that. I don't want to ramble too much on the Cowboys. I don't trust them as much. That's basically all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That's why I guess, you sort of just talked me into it. I'm leaning more towards the Eagles winning this division this year.
Yeah.
I just like the offense. It's young, it's explosive. They bring in a big name wide receiver and AJ Brown. I like them. I just like that offense more.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not when I'm looking at props, looking at other stuff, like this was just stuff to kind of just beware of. Like I see them, might be enticing. Oh, the Cowboys are plus 500 to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. They're probably 500 for a reason. They're third, but they should be a little bit lower than that. Honestly, that's not good enough value for that team.
What'd you say the over under on wins was again?
Over under 10.5 for the Cowboys. And like I said, do you taking the under? Taking under 10.5 at minus 155 on points bet. That's what I got them at. I think it's even amount of games at 10 on DraftKings, but it's minus 110, so not as much for this if you want the hook or whatever on that. So either way, you gotta
hook
full. And like I said, for them to be number 1 in the NFC plus 500, be aware of that. Also be aware of this one. They also had another prop for Dallas to win all their home games plus 500. That can lose week 1. Like I just said, they played Tampa Bay week 1 in Dallas. So not a good move, not a good look. That could be a donation immediately. So be mindful of that. I have a couple more. Zeke over 999.5 rushing, as well as 9.5 rushing touchdowns, plus 500. Like I said, if you like the Cowboys, if you believe in them, wouldn't you think that Zeke is probably going to be back to peak Zeke? So take that, unless you think he's completely washed up and has no fucking chance of doing that at all. I wouldn't blame you. Like I said, this is either way, kind of just shining some light on it, while also shining the fact that I do like this next one that I actually have. Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard to combine for 999.5 rushing yards, plus 130. I'm going to hammer the shit out of that, because if Zeke doesn't do anything, then Tony Pollard's going to step up and get at least 600 yards himself this year, I would think.
Yeah, I do like that one there. I only have one prop bet. I sort of stick to 1 or 2 prop bets per team. Just pick the one that I like the most. I don't know why this line is set so low. Maybe you could talk a little bit, give me your opinions on it. But CeeDee Lamb over under on receiving touchdowns this year, 6.5. I'm gonna take the over on that.
Okay.
I mean, like no Amari Cooper, I could see him getting 7 touchdowns this year. That's just that seems like a low line for me. I mean, looking at guys like Cooper Kupp with the addition of Allen Robinson is at 11.5. Looking at Jamar Chase, I know Jamar Chase had a great fucking year last year. They have three great wide receivers over there, and he's sitting at 10.5. Justin Jefferson, who I'd say is a very similar guy in terms of on-field production, the way they play. Justin Jefferson is very similar to a CD Lamb, and he also has to contend with Adam Thielen. Justin Jefferson sitting at 8.5. So 6.5 for CD Lamb with no Amari Cooper. I have to fucking hammer that. Like, that just makes sense looking at the rest of the guys around the league and where their lines are. At 6.5 just doesn't seem like a lot. Like, that's like a Darnell Mooney number. Like that's what I would expect out of him. And for a guy of CD Lamb's fucking stature, who's a clear-cut number one now, 6.5 over. I think that's.
I think it's maybe just because they don't, like other teams. They do their best to spread it out. They don't focus too much on one particular guy. That's why we were able to see the tight end this year actually ball out. I forgot his name. He was on my fucking team basically the entire year. Dalton Schultz ended up actually having a decent year. They were able to spread the love. Like I said, CD Lamb, I could see CD Lamb getting 7 touchdowns on the year. I don't, and that's also the thing. Probably not a lot of multiple touchdown games for him from last year. So, but I do like that over 6.5 right there. That basically sums it up. I think we like I said, we can go over to win the division. Quickly to recap, it was Cowboys at plus 125, the favorites. Eagles seems to be our pick, both of our picks. At plus 175. Commanders were at plus 500, and the Giants at plus 700. The only other thing I had left was a couple MVP odds. The highest out of this division was Dak Prescott at 9th overall favorite at plus 1,600. Jalen Hurts followed a couple people after at plus 2,200. Wentz at plus 8,000 and Daniel Jones at plus 10,000. Again, if you're interested in any one of those, again, Daniel Jones, anything that relates to him or the Giants is probably going to be a donation. No faith in them at all. I think that was basically it. I think that wrapped up the NFC East, the NFC least that you were saying. Go Eagles, I guess.
Go Eagles. I know last week we talked about one quick little football thing. We talked about the NFC West last week. We got a little bit of breaking news today. I don't know if you heard about this, Nick. Chris Carson called it quits,
that's right.
Hung it up, retired after 5 years. I don't blame him. Running backs, we know they don't have the longest careers in the NFL, and that dude has been beat up the last couple of years. So, a lot, obviously, fantasy guys who like picking him up, and Seahawks fans are going to say shit. But if you're man enough and you're smart enough to see the writings on the wall and be like, listen, I can't fucking do this forever. And you can admit, okay, it's time to hang him up. I'm done.
Yeah.
Good on him.
A neck injury too.
Don't ever fuck with those, dude. Cause you fucking, you lower your shoulder with a bad neck one wrong way, and some dude coming at you who runs a fucking 4.5 40 puts his helmet right there, and you're eating through a fucking straw the rest of your life. Yeah, so exactly. Don't take any chances at that.
Absolutely not worth it.
Become like fucking Johnny Knox 2.0.
Yeah. And then the shelf life for, like you said, a running back isn't that long. So good on him. Able to get out while you're still a little bit intact. So yeah. Without further ado, I can go ahead and spin the wheel. We can find out who we're going to preview next week. Is that it?
Yeah, let's do it. Spin it up.
We're spinning it. Gave it a good old tap. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Still got 6 remaining, obviously, for the 6 more weeks and basically until the season. Oh boy, we are staying in the NFC for another week. It is the NFC South. You got your wish. You wanted to talk about them, right?
We keep that real short. Tom Brady.
That's it. That's the NFC South.
Stay in the NFC with the South, the Saints, the fucking Bucks, the Falcons, and who's the fucking 4th team? I don't even know.
Oh Lord Almighty!
So lost right now.
Tampa. Yeah, we got Tampa, the Saints, the Falcons. Why Why are we? Oh
I don't
God, this
know.
is so bad.
I'm
Why are we
drawing a
banking?
blank right now. It's some
Oh,
losers.
this is
That's
so
why.
bad. Like I can't. No,
Uh,
we can't go through. We gotta remember. Why aren't we remembering? We gotta
yeah, I
remember.
don't know. It's
Oh Jesus H fucking Christ.
Carolina.
Oh my God.
Carolina.
Yep. The
Yeah.
Panthers. Yep. Yep.
Exactly. It's because Sam Darnold's there. Sam Darnold and Baker. Who the fuck would
Yeah.
remember that?
No, it's gonna be fun talking about Tampa. It's gonna be fun talking about the Saints a little bit. I got some idea of. I'm very interested to see what they're gonna do with Jameis Winston. What are they gonna do with Michael Thomas? Obviously, just the new key addition with Julio Jones to Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield to the Panthers, and now I'm drawing a blank on the other fucking team, the Falcons. Marcus Mariota, is he gonna do any fucking thing? Probably not. That is all coming next week when we preview the NFC South. Hopefully, this helped for you with the NFC East. Like I said, hopefully, gonna hop on the points bet. Use code SYS9. Do any sort of one of these props that we talked about. Take the over-unders on the team totals and whatnot. Maybe some props. I got enough things, like I said. Either way, that's the code SYS9. Help us out. Help yourself out. That about wraps up NFL. We'll quickly go through some MMA and some wrestling to hammer out, because like I said, I got the movie coming up in a little bit. So,
yeah, no problem. Whenever you got to cut out, feel free.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll quickly go over the MMA fights. We had a nice fight card over the weekend. We got Patty the Baddie and Molly the Meatball. They go at it in fucking London. They both get a big victory. This was a good test for Patty Pimblett. I mean, this is only his third fight in the UFC. He's been knocking people out, and he fought a real good wrestler, good grappler this last fight. And a lot of people thought this was going to be a good test for him because he hasn't really been tested with a grappler yet. And he did a great job first round, fighting off takedowns, fighting off, hand wrestling, hand fighting with this guy, to stay on his feet, not to get taken down. And then second round, caught the dude with a hook, put him down, finished the fight. It was a big one there. So I'm starting to like Patty. Usually I don't like these guys that are cocky and they come out and they're arrogant. I think there's a difference. Like he's having fun with it. He knows that he's just fucking around. He backs it up too. I mean, he's fucking absolutely annihilated the three dudes that he's fought so far. So good for him. Another hometown victory for him. And then Molly the Meatball McCann, she gets another dominant victory. I think she was fucking like minus 350 or something to win her fight.
No,
so
I think she was minus 500. She was something up there.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I got her at minus 350 because I bet it like a week before. Like I bet it like last weekend. So yeah, the closing odds were close to like 500. I remember them saying something on the telecast about that.
I mean, she might be, after this one, she might be in line for a title shot right away. I know not a lot of people in her fly or whatever, the flyweight or straw weight, not a lot of contenders to begin with, not a lot of top tier gals to begin with, but she could probably just get a title shot right away and she could probably be dominant for a little while in there. That was, a lot of people were saying Patty the Baddie, and obviously for his performance, and then for his very good speech after we're talking about men's mental health and all that afterward. But this was kind of the Molly Meatball show. She came out, she completely blew her fucking opponent out of the water. And then I don't know if you saw it, she went ahead and jumped on like Dave Portnoy afterward in the crowd and all that.
That was
so
hilarious.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. Cause I think it was both of them. It's them, the Molly girl and then Patty. They both kind of somewhat connected, somewhat signed with Barstool. They have like the college, however it was, you can license your name, image, and likeness. They do that with them. So there you go. I think that's pretty cool celebration. And the other thing from that I understand is in the main event, guy blew out his ACL. So I don't know if it wasn't too much from the event in general in my mind, but that was the big thing. As long as you get Patty the Baddie, a lot of people are against that. He needs to step up in his competition. We got to see if he can take on an actual contender, maybe get him a seasoned vet, maybe, I don't know, a big name veteran that he could probably beat up and take on it to give him some sort of credibility. That's kind of where he's at right now. He's making enough to sell the pay-per-views and get celebrated, but can he can he go up against a big name and get a big win? That's going to be the next question mark for him.
Yeah, I agree. I still think it's just the way Dana White does it. He
Does a phenomenal job.
He's on a 6-fight contract. I think that was his 3rd fight. So we'll probably see 2 or 3 fucking cupcake fights just to help build his name, pad that fucking record a little bit. And then I'm thinking sometime next year we'll see Patty going up against the fucking big guys in that lightweight division, which is a pretty stacked division. So, but I mean, it's been a great start for him. And then, like you said, both him and Molly actually had a little, tragedy, personal life stuff, come up in both of their lives. They both lost people that were close to them. One of them was, I think, a 5-year-old child. They said that was dealing with cancer, and then the other one was one of Patty's, lifelong buddies that actually committed suicide. I think he said 4 days before the fight. So it was good to see them go out, get those wins, honor those 2 friends of theirs. And then, like you said, Patty gave a great fucking speech afterwards about men and, their mental health and, don't hold nothing in. Don't be afraid to say nothing, because I'd rather talk to you now than talk to you when you're laying in a fucking box at your funeral. Or he said something like that. So good for Patty. And that makes me, you can be a cocky, arrogant son of a bitch, like Conor McGregor, but he would never say something like that just because he's a piece of shit. And that's why I don't like him. So, Patty, he won me over. I'm a fucking Patty Batty now, or whatever. Him fucking
Patty's Baddies.
Patty's Baddies. Yeah, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
I'm officially on the hype train. It ain't even a hype train anymore. He's knocking motherfuckers out left and right. So I think the future is going to be bright for Patty. And I mean, him just fighting in London, in his hometown like that, it's different, dude. It's just a different atmosphere. And you know how those fucking Europeans are when it comes to their sports, their soccer teams, their boxers, their UFC fighters. They are fucking loyal and they show out for those guys. There wasn't a dull moment during his fight or during Molly McCann's fight. They were chanting, they were screaming, they were going crazy from the minute they stepped foot in the octagon, not even the octagon, stepped out of the tunnel to the moment they went into the tunnel. The fans were going crazy. So they definitely, both of them made a fan out of me. They're must-watch TV now in my mind when it comes to, whether it's a UFC card, a fight night, one of the Apex fights. I know they only really did that shit during COVID, but wherever these guys are fighting from now on, I'm gonna have to tune in.
Yeah, without a doubt. Just one more thing, just to add on to Patty's fucking speech, his little after fight talk. It speaks a lot, because considering that he's kind of giving off the vibe of not the I don't give a fuck, but just the little laid back, relaxed type fighter that he was giving off. And that, I'm going to teabag my opponent afterward, all that bullshit. but to really to pull it back and to give the little speech and to recognize, to try and shine light and to recognize the stigma, I guess, on men getting mental health help and whatever. Like, just to have that mindset after you just choke somebody out. Pretty cool. And like I said, just I don't know, just just good on him. Like I said, it's pretty cool to peel it back, making it known that this guy has he's got a brain in his fucking head. He's mindful. He's not just showing up and trying to be like McGregor 2.0 if he was at all trying to be like that or some shit like that. I know he's got disdain for him and whatnot, but it is what it is. Like I said, it's just good that, there's a little bit of humanity. Obviously it's not just all for show. So that's pretty cool. If I'm not for sure, like I'm 100% like now, like you just said, I'm 100% a Patty's baddies or whatever. If he's like that, and Molly as well. I'll be a Molly meatball, whatever.
I'll be a meatball.
I'll be a meatball. So yeah, like I said, those were pretty much the highlights from UFC London. I know they got Peter Yan and Sean O'Malley coming up later on. I know we'll probably preview that. That's pretty exciting. Maybe, I don't know if you had any initial thoughts right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fucking great fight, dude. We have some amazing fight cards coming up. This Saturday This Saturday is going to be UFC 277, which is Juliana Pena, Amanda Nunes rematch of the century. Brandon Morena and Kai Kara France. The Black Beast, Derek Lewis. He got a fucking call from Trump again. He's fighting another Russian. So we need to take out that fucking communist too. Magomed Ankalaev is fighting Anthony Smith. And then Paulo Costa was supposed to fight Luke Rockhold, but I'm guessing Paulo Costa is off doing steroids or snorting coke or whatever that guy does in his free time. He's a fucking meatball. So we got some great fights. We got a lot of fucking great fights coming up. We're not going to preview 277 here today. We've been going on a long time. We even got a little bit more. So great fights. We'll talk about them next week.
Yeah.
Juliana Pena, Chicago girl, local girl. She's fucking upset Amanda Nunes, who's the fucking lady goat. I think Nunes gets her belt back and they run the trilogy somewhere down the line. So I'll be rooting for the GOAT this weekend, Nunes. And 277, I forgot where that one's coming from. It don't really matter, though.
Nah, we'll figure it out later. Yeah, and then without further ado, we can wrap this baby up with some wrestling, as long as you were all good on the MMA right there.
Yeah, we're good to go on the fake fighting.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And now we're on, like I said, on to the real stuff now, on to some wrestling. We had a pay-per-view. We had a big retirement, and we have some old blood in a new spot, and and even older blood getting on their way out. So, like I said, let's start off with the pay-per-view before we get into the big chunky Vince McMahon retiring. If we didn't already know what that big thing was. Like I said, I want to talk about Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. I'm kind of stammering and muttering away. Like I said, getting a little tired. It is what it is. I want to try and install a new segment, just because it's for the sake of time, also for the sake of there wasn't a lot of good wrestling at a lot of parts of this pay-per-view. It's called Quick Roll Up or Near Fall, and I'll quickly talk about that. A quick roll up, obviously, you're doing the job for somebody. A quick roll up, you get a quick 1, 2, 3 on somebody. If you say quick roll up, we'll blow right through the match. We won't even talk about it. I'll introduce it, but that's basically it. I'll say the result. It is what it is. But if you say near fall, we'll dive in on the match. We'll give our fucking what we thought, our reactions, everything about it. Are you ready?
I am ready. I'm gonna be honest. I only watched 3 fights off this pay-per-view card.
Okay.
I only watched 3 of the matches. I still want to go back and rewatch the rest of them. We can still talk about them. Don't worry about spoiling nothing. I pretty much know who won all the matches already. But yeah, I watched the opening match for the ROH title. I watched the fucking Briscoes and FTR, and then we watched the
Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal, right?
Samoa Joe, Jay Lethal. Okay. Yeah, that was the third.
Yeah,
one.
Those were obviously the big 3 that we talked about last week. Those are the ones that, yeah, for sure. But yeah, going even into the pre-show, we had Boom Boom Colt Cabana versus Anthony Henry. Near fall or quick roll up?
Quick roll up.
All righty. Colt Cabana got the win on that one. I'm pretty sure on a quick roll up in all actuality. So there is that. We had the Shinobi Shadow Squad consisting of Cheeseburger and Ellie Ism versus the Trustbusters, former NXT guy Arya Davari and Slim J. Quick roll up or near fall?
I want to do a slow roll up.
This guy's name is
Cheeseburger.
Yeah. Okay. So Cheeseburger, he's about 150 pounds.
That's all I need to know.
150 pounds. Ring of Honor, kind of a Ring of Honor original. He was not too much on him. He's I guess in terms of what he looks like. If anyone's seen Leon Ruffin, if you remember him from a couple of AEW Darks not too long ago, from NXT 2.0 a little while ago as well. Very similar look and very same body style. They're very skinny, like I said, maybe 150 pounds soaking wet. That's about it. That's about it on Cheeseburger.
Okay, we can roll it up from here. 1, 2, 3.
All right, cool. Like I said, I think Arya Davari and Slim J got the win on that one. So there's that. Here we go. 6-man tag to finish off the pre-show. The embassy just changed to the embassy, consisting of Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony, Quan and Tualina, versus Alex Zane, Blake Christian, and Tony Deppen. quick roll up, near fall.
Yeah, I don't know too much about these guys, so we can roll it up unless you got something to
I'll do a
say.
slow roll up only because you know what, we'll quick roll up this one because we're for sure gonna near fall the first one. So yeah, quick roll up. Ryan Cage, Gates of Agony, kind of held it in a longer than they should have. Probably should have squashed them, but they ended up getting the win over these three guys: Alex Zane, Blake Christian, and Tony Deppen. It is what it is. Nothing too crazy. Good to see Brian Cage as always. Allison Kay versus Willow Nightingale. Quick roll up.
Yeah.
All righty. It is.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Willow Nightingale actually got the win over Allison Kay. If you were not, a little, not a big surprise. She's been getting the push on Ring of Honor / AEW. Haven't seen too much of Allison Kay. I only thought that Allison Kay would have maybe got the win, considering she's been the NWA Women's World Champion for almost a year at some point. So she's got a lot of credibility to her name. Kind of weird, like I said, that she got jobbed out right there. So it is what it is. On to the actual main card. That was the end of the pre-show. We are on to Jonathan Gresham versus Blackpool Combat Club Claudio Castagnoli. Quick roll up or near fall.
Near fall for sure.
Oh yeah, this is for the ROH World Champion, by the way. Yeah, obviously a near fall. This was, it was said in the beginning, it was a coin toss to determine if this match was going to be the main event or if the tag team. Yeah, not at all. Not even close at all for that one. But no, nevertheless a very enjoyable match. Very technically sound. They start off.
This was both like hard hitting and technically sound at the same time.
Yes, without a doubt. I mean, obviously Jonathan Gresham is the octopus. They're working different parts. He's working the knee, but we got to see just about everything. Claudio does the swing. He's able to get the power bomb, and he gets put over, and he gets his first Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. Some are pissed off just because he's coming back from he's just coming back from WWE, just newly signed AEW, immediately getting this rocket pack placed on his back and pushed to the moon. And like I said, Jonathan Gresham gets tossed to the side, I guess, in this instance. But if you do remember, if anyone does have a brain longer than 5 years ago, 10 years ago, Claudio isn't a WWE original. He was originally in Ring of Honor, maybe even longer than Jonathan Gresham in terms of in his actual career length. So consider that. So to all of them are crying about, oh, Jonathan Gresham carried the world title through this and the COVID era, and he went into Impact and he went to New Japan. He went to the honestly, bro, it didn't move the needle. No one knows who this guy is. I hate to say it, and I hate to be so much of a cunt about it, but you know what? It is what it is, dude. He's a very good wrestler, a lot of fun to watch, but he's a 5'0" guy from Who Gives a Fuck, who constantly runs his mouth on the internet and has to put it also in the negative. His girlfriend Jordan Grace basically does the same exact thing, puts herself on too high of a pedestal, runs her mouth too much on the internet, too much of a distraction. So like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say good riddance, but sorry, I think I'm jumping the gun. Jonathan Gresham after the match, after losing, apparently reportedly cussed out Tony Khan and asked for his release from Ring of Honor / AEW. We'll see who it is. I would love for him to go somewhere and prove them wrong, prove that he can move the needle, prove that he can be the flagship leader of a wrestling company. But I don't see it happening. His biggest moment of him with the Ring of Honor title was probably him defending it on Impact. So I don't see it. It's gonna suck if he does just end up doing nothing. And I would love to see him on my TV more often than not. But if you're going to act like this, bye. Don't need you. We have plenty more that can fill in and do the same, if not more than you talent-wise. So bye, Jonathan Gresham. See ya. But good luck. That's all I have to say on them and that match. Overall, I would say just to get back to that match in general, good match. Great way to open the show. And like I said, solid way to just keep all the momentum on Claudio. What were you thinking?
Yeah, keep all the momentum on the Blackpool Fight Club, or what's a Combat Club too. Everyone's got a belt now except for Danielson. And I know he's injured, but when he comes back,
coming back, they announced it later on in that show that he was actually coming back this Wednesday.
Yeah, he might be a little jealous, might want a fucking belt in there, might cause some fucking ruffle some feathers within the group, or maybe he goes out and I don't think he'll get the fucking TNT title right away from Wardlow. They're gonna let him run with it for a little bit, but it'd be cool to see. I'm Wheeler Yuta's grown on me, but it'd be cool to see everyone in a faction with a fucking belt, just like Evolution in the fucking old days, and now you got the Bloodline now. Even though there's only fucking 3 of them or whatever. Paul Heyman has the belt more than Roman Reigns, but whatever. It'd be cool. It'd be cool to see, William Regal led group like that with the, 2 of the biggest names in AEW and all of wrestling right now holding fucking belts if Danielson can get one. So that's cool. It's cool to see, they're building this power faction.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, if it wasn't for probably a couple injuries, you could probably say the same little role could have been on like Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, probably getting
that's
all these titles.
That's what I had thought. And then
just all these injuries. That's what I
thought like Kenny Omega might come back and want his title from Adam Cole or whoever the fuck had it. And that's where my mind went with that whole thing. But then they fucking that didn't happen. They're doing it with the Blackpool Combat Club now.
There you go. Alrighty, on to the next match. Quick roll up or near fall for the 6-man tag team titles. The Righteous versus Dalton Castle and the Boys.
We could roll this one up if you want. I didn't even watch it, so
I'll do.
You got something to say, you can talk about it.
Yeah, light roll up, quick roll up. In terms of just if you're like, oh, they're burying Ring of Honor talent. Here's a very good Ring of Honor guy. The Righteous were Ring of Honor originals as well, kind of carrying the team on their back for a little while, but good for Dalton Castle to get some recognition. Good for him to just add on to his little legacy of Ring of Honor championships. This was a good match. Fun. That's all I have to say on that, really. For the pure title, we had Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia. Quick roll up or near fall?
I feel like you can do a near fall on this one. I have, if you want. I didn't see it, so
gotcha.
I imagine it was a good match though.
So it went on. I like how the pure title is. There's a lot of rules and all that bullshit. There's just like I said, you get 3 rope breaks. It's timed. It's this. It's that. So it's fun because it's like I said. It feels like when there's a little bit of added rules, it's like, you can't do that. There's some stuff that could be utilized and worked on and shit like that. But this match was decent to watch. Like I said, very technically sound. Like we always say with these pure title matches. They introduced I just thought it was fun that they introduced like a panel of judges, like including Josh Woods, who was the former pure title holder. Good that these guys aren't completely out of touch with like Tony Khan and all that bullshit, so that's cool to see. But not nothing too crazy from this match in terms of just high spots and anything like that. It was just, it is what it is. They kept it close. They were just kind of beating the hell out of each other. So like I said, Wheeler Yuta gets the win and retains this title. The only thing that was big from it is no matter what, heel or face in Ring of Honor, they always make a big deal about shaking hands, and like it's always like the big are they gonna do it? Like they always do it. Daniel Garcia made sure not to shake Wheeler Yuta's hand and flipped off everyone in the crowd and flipped off the Ring of Honor sign, and then doubled down on Twitter, said fuck every Ring of Honor fan and anybody that's ever just going full heel. Love it. Absolutely love it. So like I said, not the biggest Daniel Garcia fan, and I'm not going to buy his t-shirt or whatever, but I love when heels commit to being heels when kayfabe isn't completely fucking dead. So I like that. That was my takeaway from the matchup.
Hell yeah. So I'll have to, like I said, I'm going to go back and rewatch the rest of the card whenever I got time. That's definitely the one I want to watch the most. Yeah.
And off the top of my head, and this one, I'm not going to leave this one up to you. I'm going to say near fall on this one. The Battle of the Brothers. Make sure you go ahead and take a double watch on this one. Roosh versus Dragon Lee. Very fun back and forth. Let me see. Yeah. Roosh. He's got the tearaway pants. Obviously, he's with Andrade Idolo now. He comes out with Andrade's manager, who's just ripped for no fucking apparent reason other than just because. I always think about that in the Rick and Morty thing. It's like, oh, it's just the tickets please guy. It's the tickets please guy isn't going to be a threat. And then he takes off his fucking shirt and he's just jacked. Oh my god, he's got an 8-pack. And just like, yeah, that's the manager for Andrade. But I digress. Yeah, like I said, this is very fun back and forth. I didn't know that they were even really this match was really on the card. I just like Roosh matches. This is someone that you should probably pay attention to if you're into this. Like I said, he's going to be on AEW more often than not now with him being with the tag team with Andrade, which I love that. Love that they're going to get involved, get anything to get Andrade more on TV. I'm always a fan of. But yeah, off the top of my head, can't remember everything because I do stuff to my brain. So like I said, definitely do a double check on that. I remember it was good. He does all the finishing moves. Crowd was around it. Crowd's chanting, "This is awesome! This is awesome!" So this is a fan favorite for sure. Like I said, go ahead and take a look on that. I have a feeling on what you're going to say in this next match. Women's world title, Mercedes Martinez versus the Professor Serena Deeb. Near fall or quick roll up.
I'll defer this one to you.
We can quickly roll this up.
I don't even want to fucking roll it up. I want a DQ.
We can quickly roll it up, honestly, because I don't even remember. I think Mercedes, she gets the win. She got everybody. She got her into some submission hold and she tapped out. So there it is what it is. I think they shook hands and all that too. So that's fun. On to 3 matches that now you've actually seen. So we got Jay Lethal, Samoa Joe, near fall. Roll it up.
Near fall for
all right.
Sure.
Yes,
near fall for sure. This was a great match.
This was
I love the start of it where I still don't know the big dude's name, but they got rid of him right away.
Satnam Singh.
Satnam Singh. Whenever you got the fucking, the fucking partners or managers or whatever you want to call, they always walk out with them. And then right before the match even starts, get the fuck out of here.
I loved it. No, I loved it. Yeah, right away. The hot start, fucking Samoa Joe attacking Jay Lethal. They don't get the bell ring for at least 10 minutes. Sure enough, like you said, Satnam Singh comes out, gets a couple moves in before he gets ejected ultimately. And then, sure enough, they have another 10, 15-minute match. Ultimately, Samoa Joe gets the win after what Sanjay Dutt was going to cause a distraction as well. He's able to get he throws in the pipe or something like that. The referee removes the pipe, but Jay Lethal was able to get the belt in, hits him with the belt, kicks out of it, bunch of moves back and forth, gets out of the Kahita clutch, and then ultimately Jay Lethal gets back into the Kahita clutch, taps out to it. Very fun match. Love seeing Samoa Joe all times of the day. I mean, can't really be upset with it. He retains a lot of push, I suppose, for Jay Lethal and everything. But I mean, you can't be upset. I mean, it's Samoa Joe. It's good that, like I said, just glad that he's back. If it was an injury or if it was just a nagging shoulder injury, if it was legit or not, just glad to see that he was back and nothing bad. So good match. Loved it. Any thoughts on you?
No, that was it. Like you said, I loved that start. They went at it for what about 10 minutes before?
Yeah,
and then right when you think, I thought this could have went either way. When they threw that pipe in, I was like, fuck, they're gonna fuck over Joe. They're gonna give it to Jay Lethal, and I'm slowly becoming a big fan of Samoa Joe too. I've always respected him for his work he's done in the past. Obviously, I've never watched him with Ring of Honor, or WWE, or anything like that before. So to see him now,
his matches in Impact and TNA, I got some good ones. I'll do my best to try and forward them to you or something like that. He's got some fucking phenomenal matches in Impact. So yeah, definitely go in the archives of Samoa Joe matches. You will not be disappointed. Finally, we had. I mean, don't even need to ask you. Near fall, without a doubt. 2 out of 3 falls between Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood,
3 near FTR. Falls. That's what we're gonna do.
FTR versus the Briscoe brothers in their second meeting. This was great. I mean, I would. Everyone was on their feet basically the entire time, from what I understand. They went almost 45 minutes. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. Other than, I guess, from the beginning, they go at it. Obviously, I guess the storyline already was from Dax doing I'm gonna fight like an 8-year-old girl.
Yeah,
Him
which
talking
I
about his
already ordered
daughter.
I already ordered a shirt.
Oh,
It's
you
on the
did?
way.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, cool, for sure. I love that. I mean, there wasn't a lot of as much heat and a lot of hate between the two. They weren't cutting like "I hate you" promos, "I hope you fucking die" promos on each other. That's just because the fans were already just gonna. If you were just gonna say that they were gonna have a fight and they're gonna have a match at a barn at a fucking farm in East Iowa, it would sell out. Like people are gonna find their way over there. People want to see these four wrestle each other. I mean, I guess, like I said, the Briscoes get the first fall. We're sitting there. We're like, okay, obviously anyone with a brain says that no one's going to get 2 in a row. So everyone for sure was going to be ready for that third fall. I can't be mad with the outcome. FTR is obviously top guys for reasons. 7-star FTR for a fucking reason. But yeah, I mean, I can't be. I don't know if this, in terms of this, is this better than the last one, or is it the same? I'm just gonna say, I don't even know what to say.
It's like
Phenomenal.
It's like comparing no hitters and perfect games.
Yeah, I think
you
so.
Can't. They're just they're both awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, just the ending. They go through. They're on the outside. They set up that table spot. They're able to go through it, and then the pile driver off the middle top rope to end it all, and to get the gotch on the legs on the torso to just get the pinfall. I mean, phenomenal, absolutely great. And the first team to kick out of the Shatter Machine / Big Rig, the Briscoe brothers.
Oh, yeah. Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was
I knew
really
something had happened. I knew something was going on when when he kicked out of it and everyone was going nuts. And I was I felt like not
enough. I felt like the crowd didn't pop enough to that.
Really?
I don't feel like, I don't feel like the crowd, half the people in that crowd knew. There was probably 4 or 5 autistic people like me, like, oh my God, that was the first time someone's ever kicked out of that. And then, yeah, for sure. So I don't know. Like I said, a couple of people, like I said, just watching the pay-per-view, they didn't know. Just, you got to be mindful of that. You got to, I don't know. That's just fun facts. Very cool. Just adds on to this legacy of this rivalry. And whether or not FTR is up 2-0 in this series, I want to see another one. I want to see them wrestle 8 more fucking times. I don't know. I can watch them for hours. It is what it is. So I mean,
both matches have been perfect.
Yeah. To keep it going, I'll wrap it up. Just what FTR wants in the future, if there's any hope, and like I said, any like, oh, is this going to happen again? FTR in an interview said that their goals down the line are to keep, to win the AEW tag titles again. But their other one was to make ROH a viable company again. So in my mind, that translates to, we're going to get a lot more of FTR in ROH, which could correlate with, we get a lot more FTR and Briscoe brothers. So
yeah.
I'm
maybe a weekly show. Maybe we get a fucking show.
Yeah, no, I think that's what they're in the works for. They're doing their best. I mean, Tony, obviously, it's going to be a lot on Tony Khan's plate to just not only book AEW, Dynamite, and Rampage, and then on top of that, start booking and interbooking Ring of Honor, and then their weekly TV. They need to see it, some sort of system figured out. It's not impossible, but he would need some sort of help to just stay afloat. That just sounds like a ridiculous amount of work. So good on them. Overall, this pay-per-view gets a thumbs up for me. Not every match was an absolute banger and that I could sit there and say, oh my God, 5 stars. Here you go, 5 stars. Here you go, 5 stars. No, you picked and choose, but had some phenomenal wrestling matches. And I would sit there in terms of, am I going to rewatch this pay-per-view? Yeah, I could sit there and rewatch this pay-per-view. That's I guess that's how I can grade these. Is it palatable to watch again? 100%. Yes. So
yeah, I want to go back and rewatch that FTR match along with that pure titer with fucking Wheeler Yuta and
luckily enough,
Garcia.
Yeah, luckily enough, because they were doing this pay-per-view, they had a sale on pro wrestling tees. So I went ahead and did the little code to get 20% off, and I bought the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view. So I'll be able to watch FTR versus Briscoe Brothers 1 basically every day, all day, every day. I'll just have a DVD of it. That's what I like. That's why everyone shits on DVDs. That's the one thing I like. They're never gonna be able to take away my DVD collection. You're never going to be able to edit my DVD collection. It's mine. I have all the matches. It's my little library category. There you go. That's it.
So
before
fucking 10 years from now, when chicken farmer kills his wife and son. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You can't take this match away from
me. Fuck you, Vince.
Yeah. Speaking of Vince, we can talk about he got not the boot, not the axe. He retired by himself. No way do I believe that. There's something for sure must have come out that they're not going to disclose to the public. Vince McMahon is retired after probably 40, 50, 60 years of being involved in the WWE, being involved in WWE creative, writing the script for Raw and SmackDown each and every week since I was probably a sperm in my dad's ball sack. He is gone. He is retired, no longer going to be with WWE. He holds all the shares and all that. So it's not like he's completely powerless in terms of the direction of what the company can do. But in terms of what his role is, it's non-existent. He doesn't have one. He will not be in the day-to-day operations of WWE anymore. Some are jumping for joy. Others are in, kind of in a little bit purgatory phase. I would say like I am, where I could appreciate that he's brought so many good memories and a lot of good storylines, but he's ruined so much talent in front of my eyes, so many storylines, and just overall has kind of been a detriment to the wrestling business in general. So I guess we can, if you want to, you can give your flowers to Vince McMahon. If you want to just shit on him, you can. I'm
not gonna shit on the guy at all. I mean, everyone like this, when you run a big company, there's gonna be bad that comes along with the good. He expanded fucking the WWE to this worldwide fucking phenomenon that it is now. Wasted talent, backstage bullshit with the steroid fucking trial, and now this sexual misconduct stuff and yada yada, all the bad shit that just comes with everything. I mean, look at any fucking any fucking major sports team, major company, whatever. There's fucking bad that comes with all the fucking good. Some in Vince McMahon's case, yeah, it might be a little fucking worse with the recent fucking allegations, but I'll just say thank you. I mean, growing up with him, watching him on TV, going at it with The Rock and going at it with Triple H and obviously Stone Cold throughout the days. Loved watching him on fucking TV. One of the greatest heels of all time.
Yeah.
Even though just who was it? Me and our buddy Chucky the Cheesehead Provolone the other day, we were watching this Vince McMahon fail compilation of just all his fails and his fuck ups and him dropping the N-word and fucking him tearing his fucking quads and then botching the fucking stunner. I mean, good, bad, the man's fucking entertaining, and that's all you could really ask for in wrestling. So best of luck to whatever fucking comes to him next, because I don't think it's gonna be too good. But thanks for the decades and decades of entertainment for me and millions of other people.
Yeah, like I said, I'll say, like I said, I'll tip my cap for being probably one of the greatest heels in all of wrestling, providing one of the greatest eras of wrestling, being the Attitude Era, providing talent like The Undertaker to us, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, for those who are the fans of that guy. Getting, like I said, providing top talent, providing crazy fucking shows and venues. But there will be things that I'm going to be glad are gone, probably like the Vinceisms, like not being able to say title, not being able to say fan. You're going to get rid of Yeah, like I said, you're not gonna be able to, you're not gonna hear, oh, the WWE universe. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, what that's exactly why AEW makes fun of it. Like they call it we're the all elite wrestling galaxy. That's what they called it. So just when the Jericho Appreciation Society was making fun of it, it's just shit like that I'm glad is gonna be gone. Hopefully, people get their first names back. It's not going to just be Theory. Hopefully, it'll be like Austin Theory. It's not going to be fucking Butch. It's going to be Pete Dunne. Hopefully, things like when people are known on the indie scene is it's Austin Matthews from WWG. Oh, now he's Doug Marone because. So I mean, hopefully, like I said, shit like that's going to be gone. There's a lot of good that can come from this while there's still a little shakiness there with the credibility of WWE is the investors all going to be involved and shit like that. But I mean, I'm not going to sit there and speculate if it's going to go under. I have no fucking financial idea and that stupid bullshit. They're doing more than okay when it comes to money and selling bullshit. So I don't know. Like I said, it's not going to be an overnight thing of the WWE just getting better. It's going to help a lot that Triple H is now going to be in creative. I did like the black and gold NXT. So if he's going to do that, if we're going to see guys like, oh, well, he's not signed right now. If we get talent like Johnny Gargano pushed, if we see Sami Zayn get pushed, if we see Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens again, and not these stupid fucking gimmicks. So there's hope. There's definitely hope in this. Well, like I said, it's not going to be flipped right away. It's not going to be great right away. We're still going to have lingering, stupid storylines and shit that's going to need to be hashed out, but I'm sure we'll get Walter back instead of Gunther. We'll get a Shinsuke Nakamura not being tag team champions with some asshole that plays the guitar. It's just going to be little stuff like that that's going to slowly give credibility back. Hopefully less and less relying on rematches and less relying on Goldberg and Brock Lesnar and these old fucks that no one gives a shit about for rating pops. Hopefully that is going to go by the wayside. And I mean, like I said, there's positive. Being the AEW guy I am, and I guess maybe not the WWE hater, but I've seen where WWE has gone wrong, and I just don't like being fucked around with. So I can sit there and say like, yeah, that's going to be shit, and I have no problem with saying that and being for certain in that. Like I said, I don't like sitting there with a crystal ball with sports as much as I am comfortable enough being able to sit there with my crystal ball of wrestling, if I guess is what I'm saying. I'm, like I said, optimistic, but am I going to sit here and buy a ticket for Raw tomorrow? No, but we'll see. Make me excited. I'm all for the challenge. Give these guys, like I just said, Nakamura, Owens, Sami Zayn, guys like that. Give guys that actually give a shit. Give them something to do. Give them meaningful storylines. Give them back in the picture. Make it real. Because I don't want to see John Cena again. I don't need to see Brock Lesnar. I don't need to see 20 years. As much as I love them, I don't need to see a 20-year celebration of Batista or Rey Mysterio or Randy Orton or Edge. Give me new guys. Give me talent that is as clear as day in front of us. So that's it. Then that about wraps up wrestling in terms of me. But I mean, I don't want to end it for you. Go if you had anything.
No, that about wraps up. I didn't have a whole lot to say on Vince McMahon. I know the direction that WWE has gone in the last decade and a half has sort of been down the fucking toilet, and a whole lot more than me about it. So I just felt it'd be appropriate to let you fucking ramble on.
Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. I feel. Yeah, like I said, it's optimistic. Like I said, not gonna change overnight, but it is what it is. It's good on them. We'll see. I'm not excited is kind of the word, I guess, is the damper word I can throw on it for right now. I'm intrigued, definitely intrigued. Gonna be keeping my eyes on the lookout a little bit more than often. I'm probably, like I said, not going to tune into Raw and SmackDown every day, but if something's on a clip, maybe I rewatch it. Maybe I actually take the time and effort to go watch it on YouTube or something like that, instead of just reading about it or just listening to somebody else talk about it. So that's the boat I'm in right now. With that being said, that wraps up wrestling. That wraps up just about everything in this episode 114. Did you have any final thoughts before we say thank yous and all?
No,
that
that's it, man. Another fucking episode. We're gonna talk the fucking NFC South next week.
Yes.
Cubs Sox as always. And yeah, I think that about fucking wraps it up. A long one in the books here, Jim.
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, yes. It's yeah, whatever. Tune in for next week. We'll do NFC South. Hopefully you enjoyed our NFC East breakdown. Code SYS9. Go do that with the points bet. Got to be 21. Got to be in Illinois, Iowa, and New Jersey. So go ahead and do that. Without further ado, thank you, Bill. Thank you, Troy. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, Shoot Your Shot Sports. I'm gonna head on out of here. Gonna go see that Nope movie. So, whoa! Nope.
All right, see you later. Nope.
Peace. Oh, wait, don't do that. And the recording.